Good afternoon, St. Louis, DGS 1041 FM KMOX. Happy Friday. Happy Halloween. Big day for the DGS. If you're an OG and you've been with us forever, you know that we've been doing Halloween shows for 24 out of the 25 years now. And we have I think it's going to be a really good one for you today. And here's kind of the way the day is going to go. Until 3, it's just normal Friday DGS. Have some guests, have some, make them ups and such. And then at 3 p.m., Dave Murray is going to do weather. And we'll do headlines. And then at 3:30, the Halloween show will start. And we'll go up until 5 if it takes us to 5. And if not, we have a couple of things from the past because I just want the Halloween show proper, to go its natural length. So maybe that's 90 minutes, maybe it's 60 minutes. But you guys can tune in and hopefully watch us on the stream. Right now, it's not working, but we think maybe we figured it out. So
no, it's up. It's working.
Yep,
Someone messed with all the cameras in here, so my camera is going to have to be adjusted, but we are streaming. So go check out the stream.
All right, good news. Yeah, big day to have the stream going. And during the Halloween show from 3:30 to 5, it's going to be very history-based. The history of the Emmaus Village. It's going to be very much dependent on sound because we had the ghost hunters machines there with us. We got some really interesting results, but I doubt that we have picked out everything. So we're hoping that you guys can listen along. And here's another thing too. And I know that not everyone is into Halloween and not everyone is into the paranormal and such. I am a hopeful agnostic who's very open to the paranormal, given all of my exploits over the last quarter of a century. And almost every Halloween show, we have people experience things at home or in their car that are just weird. And so you guys can call in during, or you can go to the stream and let us know what's going on. So should be a fun show.
Nice.
Should be a good time. Kev, it's your first, right?
This is the first Halloween show. That was my first ever ghost hunt. So, yeah, it was good, man. I had a good time.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was.
I know it's weird to say I had a good time at a place that's supposed to be haunted, but I did.
No, it's like I was very scared and disturbed, but it's one of those things like afterwards, you're like, it's like riding a roller coaster. Or afterwards, once you're safe, you're like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But if I could have left during any moment, I probably would have.
See, I'm the guy on the roller coaster that likes every second of it. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah. At Emmaus Village, just a little FYI, little inside baseball. It's a whole complex, and it's about the size of like a small high school. If the Germans had built a small high school in the early 1800s, and then it's surrounded by hills. Not mountains, but bigger than hills.
Right.
And then up on the tallest hill is a church.
Yeah. Steeple.
And if I were going to build a scary church, that's the church I would build. And so at one point, not at one point, at the very end of the night when we had been everywhere and gone everywhere and seen everything, and the people who own it don't allow people to go to the church.
Right. They don't do ghost hunting at the church.
They don't want to desecrate it.
Right.
I get that. But they said, hey, if you want, we can drive you up to the church. I'm like, I better get going.
Oh, look at the time.
I should probably hit the
I didn't know
old
that was an
road.
option, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't hear that.
Sorry, Corey, you're going to be disappointed. Corey said, please tell me there's a video of Kevin screaming in fear.
No.
And I told the guys earlier, if I come running and
Sorry,
screaming.
I'm too brave.
No, if I come running and screaming, you better haul ass because something's wrong.
The only thing that would make Kevin scream in fear is if he didn't get enough protein in a day.
That happened 2 days ago. No, I can't.
All right.
Yes.
All right, stream
that's
is
coming up.
Back to normal-ish.
Okay. Let's
So
start,
tune in.
Andrew. You need a ruling. You had a kerfuffle with a neighbor.
Oh, right off the jump with the neighbor.
Right
okay.
off the jump.
Okay, so I'm going home last night. It's 8:45 p.m. Okay, it is 8:45 p.m.
Okay.
Barren streets. Okay, there may still be some stragglers in some places.
Oh, it's trick-or-treat night in Illinois.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
We have gone barren. I am going down my street. I am going between 20 and 25 miles per hour. I'm going down my street.
Good
I
car,
see a
bad
man.
car.
Good car.
Okay.
I see a man in a green hoodie. If you're listening out there, you know who you are. You're the guy I got in a fight
Calling
with
you
last
out.
Well, I got problems with him anyway, but I won't necessarily get into them here. If he's the guy I think he is. I was about to drag some stuff. I think he's the guy that lights off fireworks until about July 19th at 1 o'clock. About 1 o'clock in the morning on
I love
weeknights.
Andrew because he will say, "I'm not going to do it," and then in the
You know he's
same
gonna do
breath,
it.
in the same
Yeah, you
breath,
know he's
Because
gonna
I
do
said
it.
I'm not going to do it, and then my brain goes, "Why not do it?" And I go, "Yeah, you know what? Why not do it?"
Yeah, that voice you heard was Dave's. Dave just said, "Yeah, do it."
Some curious, very handsome voice in my head said, "You should just say it." So I'm driving down. At least I can't name this guy because I don't know what his name is. He is wearing a green hoodie. He's got a beer in his left hand. He's got a cigarette in his right hand. So I'm thinking, all right, we're having fun.
Welcome, Dalton.
It's Halloween. We're having a good time. So he starts making, as I'm going down the street, he starts making that he's going to like step out in front of my car. So I'm thinking, okay, he's trying to cross the street. He's half drunk, whatever. I just got to watch this guy. So he keeps kind of like doing it, you know, the hands up and stuff. And I'm like, so finally I come to a complete stop in front of him.
Yeah.
And I give him one of these.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
And he throws his hands up like this with his cigarette and his beer. And
Like,
I go,
what the hell?
and I go, go, like I'm doing this. And he keeps doing it. And he's like glaring. He is mean mugging me. So I just start moving at a very slow creep. And as I'm starting to go, he is still just glaring at me. And he's like very angry. I should have just kept driving. But sometimes maybe I'm looking for a fight. So I roll down the window and I go, "What's up, man?" And he says, "Slow the F down. There are kids out here trick-or-treating." There are no kids. It's 9 o'clock at night. So I look around dramatically, back and forth, and I turn to him and say, "I see no kids out here." And he says, "Well, it doesn't even effing matter because this is a residential street. Slow the f down." And so I just keep staring at him because I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna have to like get out of my car.
Go do some work.
Because I'm really close to my house. Like I'm about a block and a half or less from my house. He's gonna see where my car is going.
So he doesn't recognize you as a neighbor.
I don't know. I don't think he knows I'm a neighbor. I didn't recognize him. I didn't know who he was. And so he and I just keep staring at each other for a minute. And finally he goes, "What?" And I go, "Are we good? Like, are we cool?" And he goes, "You tell me, mother effer." And then I go, "Okay, well, you have a good night." And then I kind of winked at him and I drove back. But it was like, then I have to be worried all night because I'm like, all right, is this guy gonna like come down seeking more? Because he could clearly see where I was going literally like 6 houses down on the other side of the street. Like he sees where my car is going. He knows where I live now that we're having this fight. But anyway, the ruling is, yes, it was trick or treat night. Yes, it was 8:45 p.m. No, there were no kids out. Yes, I was going 20 to 25 down my street, which is the normal pace that people drive down the street on. So the question is, am I in the wrong for basically telling this guy to go suck a rock while he's cussing at me?
No, not the way he did it.
Okay.
No, you're not in the wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. I do worry. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I am a little worried about your safety doing something like that.
It was stupid. There's a really weird lizard brain part of me that I told my wife that I don't really know about it, but then she was like, "Yeah, you do this all the time." And so I'm examining some things about myself. But I sometimes, I think of myself as very non-confrontational, but there are times where if a fight starts to present itself, I like lean in a little too hard. I'm kind of daring this guy to do something when I really should just go like, you know, the right thing to do, whatever he's doing, is just go, "Oh, whoopsie," and then just keep driving, or just not even stop and roll down the window, because he wasn't like banging on my window or anything. Like I stopped to roll down the window to go, "Hey, you got something to say to me, man?" Which I should not do. That's a confrontational thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever kind of mood he's in, or however many drinks he's had, or whatever the problem was, I should not. I think it's wrong of me to invite that conflict. But I also was wondering, was I in the wrong in the first place for
No, I like
Because I will confess, I wasn't looking for kids. I didn't see any kids. I would have noticed if there were kids, but I was not thinking like, oh, it's trick or treat night. I gotta slow down because it's 8:45. Like the trick or treating is done. It's like pretty late at night.
Well, and 20 is a pretty. I mean, it's not like you're going 50 down the street.
I was not going 50. I
You'd
was
be
going
able
a
to
normal pace
tap
down
those
the
What's,
street.
brakes
what's the
quickly.
posted speed limit? Like, what do they have?
I have absolutely no idea what
Okay.
the posted speed. It's like essentially a dead end street.
Okay, but typically it's 20 miles an hour on a neighborhood street.
You would think.
That's typically, I mean, I've seen some that are 15, I've seen some that are 25, but I think
And
20
I
is kind
know
of the norm.
that I was going a reasonable speed to slow down if someone jumped in front of my car, because that is precisely what happened with this guy.
Now it sounds like he was a drunk a-hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been stressing about it. I kept like looking out my window, like in the direction of his house. Like, is he out there?
Yeah.
Is he gonna come? I told Megan that I was worried that he was gonna come like key the new car,
That's a valid concern.
which
that
was a
kind of thing.
valid concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my question for you, and again, I don't look at the situation and go like Andrew's in the wrong here. It's more of a safety thing, and I would just ask you, would you want Megan to do exactly what you did?
Definitely not. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Definitely not. I do think like poking a little bit at the confrontation was not a good idea. I think that was a stupid thing to do in general. I think it's stupid if anybody does it.
Could you beat him up?
Maybe. Because that's kind of what I was doing, right? I was like kind of sizing him up. He's about my size. We're like the same height, I estimated. Probably roughly the same weight. Probably he would have beat me up because I don't think I've been in a fight since I was like 13. So he probably could beat me up. But also like I wouldn't have actually done that, I think. I think I would have been like, I'm not fighting this guy. I don't want to go. I'm not going to jail or whatever. The Halloween show's tomorrow.
What did I'll go to jail on Saturday.
Go to jail on Saturday.
What were you hoping for when you rolled down your window?
I was hoping he'd just be like, I'm sorry, man. I was trying to cross the street or whatever. But by the time I rolled down the window, that's what I thought when I first saw him. But by the time I rolled down the window, I was like, okay, this guy's got something he needs to say to me, because he's angrily glaring at me like a foot away from my car. He's mean mugging Equinox. So I'm like, all right, this guy's got something on his mind.
Do you know where he lives?
I mean, I know what house he was in front of. I don't know if it's that like his house. That's why I'm saying I don't know if he's the guy that's been lighting off fireworks, but the fireworks come from that direction. And I didn't want to do so. We recently had elsewhere in the neighborhood. This is one that I'm actually not going to seriously get into, but we had another neighborhood conflict where people started bringing up stuff from like decades ago. And so that's why I was like, I'm going to do that too with this guy. I'm going to be like, you're the guy who's lighting off fireworks and upsetting my cat and waking me up at 1 a.m. in the middle of July,
Do
middle of
not
August.
Upset Gigi.
Do not upset Gigi. And she hates loud noises and soft noises. Really, any sound or movement of any kind. She's the most anxious cat I've ever met.
All right. Happy Halloween.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. I think you know about Neovitin if you listen to the show. It is a locally created, made in the U.S., which is important because of the regulations. It's next to many Chinese products, and just because something's from China doesn't mean it's subpar, but it does mean that they don't have regulations. So you hope that it has all the things that it says that it has. With Neovitin, you know that it does. 20 ingredients, vitamins, antioxidants, omega-3 fish oils. I don't like taking big pills. I never have, actually, but the older I get, the less I like it. And these are very easy to swallow. No problem there. You take 2 pills a day. Cost less than $1 a day. A portion of that, the proceeds of every bottle are going to go to cancer research in honor of our founder, Dr. Ken Ribicki, my doctor and my very good friend going back all those years. If you would like to buy it locally, do it right off the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs or online at neovitin.com.
This is Kyle Bush with Crinch Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we've helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Life changes, divorce, loss of a loved one, or an inheritance. It can be overwhelming. We provide the resources, long-standing support, and thoughtful guidance you need to plan ahead. With our help and experience, you don't have to navigate these transitions alone. You can move forward with greater clarity and confidence. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services. Member FINRA/SIPC. Prince Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call us now. $30 billion was set aside for meso victims. And in most cases, your claim is settled out of court without a jury trial. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From your friends at Lombardo Homes, congrats to Dave Glover and the DGS Show on 25 years of building something great. Thanks for keeping St. Louis entertained, informed, and laughing all along the way.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 124. We just heard the news that a court has ruled that the Trump administration has to continue paying SNAP benefits. So we'll see how that shakes out, because the judge said something doesn't mean it's going to happen.
That's right.
Can appeal. You can just, not do it anyway. Did you guys see what Republican Clay Higgins said today about the SNAP benefits?
No.
I'll read it. There are 22 million American households receiving SNAP benefits for groceries at $4,200 per year on average. Try to get your head wrapped around how many pantries you can stock with $4,200 in properly shopped groceries. Any American who has been receiving $4,200 per year of free groceries and does not have at least 1 month of groceries stocked should never again receive SNAP. Stop smoking crack.
My man has been smoking crack. That's $80 a week. If you have kids, how are you going to shop and then add beyond that for some kind of stockpile at $80 a week? There's 2 of us that live in my house. We're not eating heavy. We're $120 a week. Now we could cut that down. We could go bare bones. $80 a week. Does anybody pay attention to when's the last time Clay Higgins was in a grocery store? When's the last time he bought just the normal things that he would buy and came out of there at $80 for a week's worth of food, let alone with enough to stockpile more? That's insane.
We just talked about the other day. It's almost $7 for a pound of ground beef.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like a staple food. That's not like a luxury. That's like a staple food for most families. Is just a pound of ground beef in the refrigerated.
What's this guy think? You think you're just going to eat ramen 3 times a day?
I think.
I mean, you got to have vegetable. Good luck buying fruit. How are you going to buy fruit and vegetables and do it at that? 5 or 6 apples. It's you can get cheaper ones, right? But I mean, if you're going to get an apple for 1 apple a day for your kid, 7 apples, you're probably, and then say you have 2 kids, double that. You're going to go buy a dozen apples. at $2-3 a pound. I mean, you're already looking at $8-9, just that. And that's if you're buying fruit.
In other leadership news, Prince Andrew, his handler of many years, has decided to flip on him.
Oh.
And back in 2001, 2002, Tony Blair wanted Prince Andrew to go on these junkets to Thailand and places like this, just give him something to do. And Prince Charles at the time, now King Charles, said, no, he's just going to do drugs and chase women. And Tony Blair overruled him and said, no, he's going. And his handler just came out today and said that there was a stretch when they were in Thailand where he arranged 40 prostitutes for Prince Andrew over the space of 4 days. So 10 prostitutes a day for Prince Andrew.
Why is he just now being stripped of all these titles? That's what I'm curious about.
Because the book just came out.
Yeah.
Virginia Jeffrey's book just came out.
Okay.
I think, last week?
Yes.
Yeah. So, there's a lot in there, and he's named specifically, and she tells very specific stories about times she was involved with him.
But to be clear, everyone was fine with this until there was some sort of accountability. Everyone knew that this was happening.
Everyone was fine with it until everyone else found out.
Yeah.
About it.
Then
How long
it's
ago was it?
you can't be a part of the family anymore.
Was it 2022? The royal family paid Virginia Jeffrey like 12 million pounds. So whatever the dollars version of that's a lot, because what is it? Because I don't know what the pound is compared to the dollar at this moment, but it's millions of dollars, and they paid that from I think the Queen is the one that signed off on paying that, so they've known about that. And they never admitted anything. They never said this is for, things he did to you or whatever it was. But, why are you giving somebody that kind of money?
Mm-hmm.
You're giving them that kind of money to either apologize or to keep you quiet. Yeah, I think it's a good question, though, is why does it last this long before someone like that has to pay any consequence whatsoever?
Yep. Smart Mouth Rich?
Yeah, with Smart Mouth Gum Health, you get the same 24-hour bad breath prevention with just 2 rinses that you can only get when you're using a Smart Mouth product. But when you use this gum health rinse, you're also getting advanced germ killing. It soothes your gums with natural aloe. It's anti-plaque, it's anti-gingivitis, and it helps protect against bleeding gums. I know that's the first sign of things like gingivitis for a lot of people. So if you've ever had an issue with your gums or you just want to make sure you're extra healthy in that area, pick up a bottle of the new Smart Mouth Gum Health Rinse.
There's also a formula for kids, which could be really helpful because that's typically, when you get your cavities and things like that, when you're a kid and eating candy and not brushing well. So check that out. It's flavored for the kids. They're going to like it, but it's, just as strong. It's going to really help them with their oral health and keeping the cavities away and such. We can save you $2.50 on whatever you buy by going to smartmouth.com/Glover.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Miklasz.
No manager stays in a place for like 50 years. If you're going to bring in Molina and Pujols, rather than do it because you just want to sell tickets, that'd be the only reason. But I believe this firmly. The Cardinals have to put a really good, exciting team back on the field.
Hear what he has to say. Sponsored by
Saliga Heating and Cooling
on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Let's go to Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Happy Halloween, everybody. And it feels and looks like fall. Sunshine, a little breezy going through our afternoon as our days get shorter and shorter. 60 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Trick-or-treat time, right around 50 degrees. 39 for the cold overnight low. First weekend of November, Saturday. Partly sunny, just a tiny chance of a sprinkle. 55, 37 Saturday night. Sunday, sunny and 59 degrees. The northwest flow gets reinforced with this cool front coming by early on Saturday. Time change weekend. Fall back before going to bed. Saturday night, set the clocks back 1 hour. Sunset on Sunday, a shock to the system. 5 o'clock. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it. start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After a coma, a miracle, and the fight of my life, I made it back to the games wearing my signature cowboy hat and jersey. Then came the baseball pants, the replica trophy, and the smiles and joy from the young fans. That's when the Cardinal Cowboy was born. Renner Garage Door knows how to bring joy too. With top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, and family service you can trust, get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER. Hi, Debbie Monterey here with Gloria Liu, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. We've worked together for more than 5 years, and I've learned a lot about you and your business. Today, I actually found out a few things I didn't know, like your home sales stats. Compared to the average agent who sells less than 4 to 6 homes a year, you actually sell a home just about every other day. And even more impressive, your business has been built on giving back to our local community, including supporting St. Louis Children's Hospital.
Thank you. Every business should have a Go Serve Big initiative. When someone makes a referral, they're helping our communities, including St. Louis Children's Hospital, which is very special to me and my family because they helped me when I had my son many years ago. Today, sellers want to sell with certainty in this uncertain market. My upfront written guarantees are my secret to selling your home fast and for top dollar.
Friends, the secret is out. Call Gloria now at 314-325-6888, 314-325-6888, or GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Congrats to the Dave Glover Show. 25 years of stories, sarcasm, Sasquatch, spirited debates, and more laugh-out-loud moments than listeners can count. Congratulations on the most authentic show in St. Louis radio.
Sponsored by BioBalance Health and BioBalance Skin.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 134. The Halloween show proper is going to start at 3:30 p.m., so make sure you're back for that. If you have to leave, you can podcast it later on tonight. Looking forward to it. It's always a challenge to me. Like, building every show is kind of difficult. Probably doesn't seem like it because it seems like it's just all stream of consciousness, but there's kind of a method to the madness. And then the Halloween show is especially challenging, but it's so satisfying when you get it right. You know what I mean? It's just like you just know so many people out there are digging it. Following up just briefly on the royal family thing, Harry and Meghan showed up to some sporting event, whatever, and they got roundly booed. And so they
were at the Dodgers game.
Yeah, there you go. I know everyone hates Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. But I'm just kind of also interested in a little bit, like, what do you think it is? What causes people to turn on celebrities and hate them and boo them? Is it mostly hypocrisy? Is it being fake? Like,
I think it's feeling betrayed somehow. Like, oh, I thought I knew you, and you're different than what I thought, and my first emotion is just like anger or dismissal or like a little, ugh, get out of here. Oh, I'm done with you.
And I don't think anyone likes anyone who's too big for their britches. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's a lot of it is just most of us don't see why they should matter. Why should they matter? I mean, you guys know my rants about this.
Yes, we
Why?
do.
Because you were born in the right place at the right time. Good for you. You won the lottery, but we don't need to care. And then they get thrown right in your face nonstop like they matter.
I have one that'll make you mad.
I know, I'm sure you do.
You know the artist who did the $6.2 million banana on a wall.
Yeah.
He has a new piece of art.
Uh-huh.
He took 223 pounds of gold.
Okay.
$10 million worth of gold.
Okay.
And he shaped it into a working toilet. And it goes on auction at Sotheby's like next week. And they have it in a bathroom. And if you can prove you have enough money to buy it, you can actually go in and look at it. You can't touch it. You can't work it. Can't use it. But they think it's going to go for somewhere between $20 and $30 million.
At least it's gold.
At least it
Like,
has
I think
intrinsic value.
See, I think it's ridiculous to do that with something valuable, and it's a gross display of wealth, right? Like, it's one thing to be wealthy. It's another thing to be gross about it. That's gross. Like, you're going to spend, what did you say? How much did they say?
Between 20 and 30 million.
You're going to spend $20-30 million on a toilet when there are kids all over the world that don't have anything to eat. Like, that's just gross, right? There's something wrong with you if you wouldn't just go, I could buy that, or I could feed a few thousand kids for a year. That just, ugh. You go buy a real toilet, but at least it is valuable, right? Gold is actually valuable as opposed to a banana.
I guess you could probably say that about buying any art piece, right? If you're going to not blow, but, let's say you have $40 million, you want to buy a Picasso. It's like, yeah, but you could use that for something else.
I think a lot of people buy art as an investment. If that changes your mind.
No, I would actually, and look, gold is going to appreciate too. So, I mean, again, I understand it, but it's more the symbolism of the fact that you're molding this really valuable commodity into a toilet that some rich person's going to buy.
Well, I get that.
It feels like a middle finger.
But yeah, I think if it's just, a Picasso or whatever, I mean, there's historical value in things like that. And yeah, I can understand the investment, and a gold toilet would be an investment, especially if you're just like, look, I'm not actually going to hook it up and use it. That's ridiculous. But the gold is valuable, and it will be worth $20-30 million in whatever number of years, just the gold itself.
One more thing to make you mad on Halloween. I heard today that the House of Representatives have worked 14 days since July as all of this goes on, as they get paid.
So they don't have to work like a certain number of days a year?
Doesn't sound like it.
Why do we allow that?
It's a good question.
Why do we, the voters who put people in those positions, forget just this shutdown thing, just in general. Why are you always back home and mostly doing spending your time fundraising and campaigning and not just doing the damn job?
Salary, $174,000 a year. Oh, and don't forget they have their health insurance paid for too. They don't ever have to worry about anything being taken away from them.
14 days. It's crazy. Just crazy.
I mean, they'll still what was it last year? There was something going on, and it was like, we might have to work through Valentine's Day. And they were saying that as if we should feel sorry for them. Everyone, what are you talking about?
Yeah, who doesn't work on Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day is not a federal holiday. It's a day you give your spouse a card.
It's a greeting card.
But to act like you're making some sort, you couldn't possibly ask us to work on Valentine's Day. Go outside and touch some grass.
Oh.
You idiot.
Go outside
Who are
and
you
fall
talking
down.
to?
Yeah.
People who actually work for a living and have people who get in trouble if they don't fulfill their duties at work. If you don't get something done at your workplace, you will get fired.
Yep.
That's the experience of the average American worker.
Yep. And their argument would be, well, the voters can fire us anytime. But the reality is not really. Not really.
Right.
I mean, we know the reality of the situation because when you hold office,
when you're safe, you're safe.
You have the fundraising advantage. You've got the big people in your district behind you.
Yeah.
The people in your district know you, and you're in a safe district anyway, right? I mean, how many of these people are in a contested district? Almost none.
And Wagner's done it the right way by just being a ghost.
Yeah, by having zero accountability to the people who voted for her. Yeah, it seems like a pretty sweet gig.
Yep.
All right, I got to look this up, but Barry on the stream says that people in Congress get $79 a day in meal money.
I'm getting actually super mad.
So Clay Higgins gets $80 a day in food money, and he's out there with his big fat mouth running saying that these people on Snap should be able to live on $80 a week.
Let me clarify something I just said about Ann Wagner. she doesn't work for anyone. I just said she doesn't pay attention to the people who voted for her. It's the people who didn't vote for her who like really don't matter to her. I just saw a post on Reddit earlier this week. Someone had written to her about something. They had a bunch of concerns. They laid it all out. Very calm, cool, and collected. She responds, doesn't address anything they're saying. You know why? Because the average American does not matter to these people. We are a data point to them. If we didn't vote specifically for them, they don't care about us, period. They don't work for all of us. They only work for the people who voted for them if they feel like working. And it's just so disgusting. And then, yeah, we have people lecturing about Snap. Get out of here with that. Just stop talking. Take your $80 a day and shove it.
Yeah, stick that right where the sun doesn't shine. And go face your constituents for real. Go stand in front of people once a month and listen to them.
That's too hard.
Why do we not require those things?
It's too hard. Yeah, they might be mean to me if I go out there. They might say something to me that I don't like and it hurts my feelings.
Yeah, poor Ann Wagner. God forbid somebody asks you a real question. Nope, I'm only going to talk to the friendly people who will kiss my ass.
I have a happy thing.
Have a conversation with one of us. We'd be happy to ask you questions.
And cleanse the palate with a happy thought.
I guess.
I know Riggs wants to be mad a little bit.
I got to be honest with you.
Very angry.
I love Angry Razor. This is awesome.
I feel very shrill and I do apologize.
No, you were not. That was great.
So this morning I'm driving to work. And as we all know, that depending on where you live, but in most places, there's a homeless person now at every corner, right? There's a homeless person with a sign and, asking you for money. And so I'm approaching this turn I take every day, and there's this older guy, 70, 75, standing there. And I'm like, okay, here's what we're doing. And he was just holding a cup of coffee in his hand, didn't have a sign or anything. And then I noticed, I'm like the fifth car in line, that as you drive by, he just gives you a big thumbs up. And you just give him one back, and he's like, right on.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, nice. Right? Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And he was wearing a green hoodie.
A green hoodie. I think that's what the suspect from last night was wearing, correct?
Andrew. Did you get after the thumbs up guy?
Let me tell you guys about Underdog Fantasy Sports app and tell you about them all the time. But let me just remind you that it is the easiest sports app to use. All you do is choose higher or lower on statistics for your favorite players in your favorite games. NFL is in full swing right now. It's a great place to get in on all the action. NBA, NHL, still the MLB going on. I'll be watching the game tonight, handing out candy, and I got my Underdog app open. They say that Yamamoto will get 6.5 strikeouts. That's a really tough one because they really nailed it really close there. For some reason, they have Shohei Ohtani only getting 0.5 hits, and they have Freddie Freeman only getting 0.5 hits. So that gives you an idea of the kind of stuff you're looking at. So if you have special knowledge or acumen about the players or just the sport in general, you can win up to $5,000 what you put down, and you only have to put down $1 on any given game. You can download the app right now, promo code Glover, to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Glover. You must be 18 and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve at Enterprise Center, December 23rd at 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve at Enterprise Center, December 23rd at 3 p.m. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Just dial pound 250 on your phone and say the keyword windows. That's pound 250 keyword windows, or head to rbastl.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Here in St. Louis, we take pride in supporting our health and our community. That's why more and more families are turning to Neovitin multivitamins, created by a local physician and made right here in the U.S. using the highest quality domestic and international ingredients. With formulas for men, women, and adults 50 plus, Neovitin helps keep St. Louis families energized, supported, and ready for life. Find Neovitin at your local Dierbergs, Schnucks, and online at neovitin.com. Neovitin. Trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Most people don't know that 1 out of every 6 margaritas ordered are requested to be spicy. Trouble is, it's almost impossible for a bartender to make a spicy margarita taste the same way twice. Problem solved. Enter Ghost Tequila, a perfectly spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level. Crafted with 100% Blue Weber agave and infused with just a hint of ghost pepper, Ghost Tequila is the only option for making scarily good cocktails with a touch of heat. Available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, Total Wine and more, and wherever fine spirits are sold. Ghost Tequila, brought to you by our friends at Lore Wine and Spirits.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Happy Halloween. Halloween show will start at 3:30 p.m. Dave Murray will give the Halloween forecast at 3 p.m. So stick with us or come back or listen to the podcast. Here's a Halloween story for you, the makings of a horror movie. Did you guys hear about what they found out in the desert outside of Las Vegas?
No.
They found 300 piles of ash that turned out to be humans. 315 piles of cremated people.
That's what I was going to guess because I've seen Casino.
So they think that it was a funeral home that didn't know what to do with cremated remains that no one picked up.
Oh.
So they just went out into the desert and poured them out.
Oh, I thought it was more mob thing.
No. Well, I mean, it could be, but
yeah.
Man, I'm really surprised that a funeral home wouldn't have a better plan B. Than
right?
Just like, I guess we'll just go,
we'll go to the desert
somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that was just like way cheaper than the regular options. Like they didn't want to pay to do whatever it would cost to do the other thing that it would be.
Yeah.
They're like, let's just drive it out to the desert.
Robert on the stream says, I think Rach did dress up at Wheels
You
today.
took
Is it
the
because
character.
I was yelling?
Yes. You took the character. Yeah. You're not wearing a Punisher t-shirt, but you're playing the character really well.
Rach, what makes you so mad about it? What really gets you?
Because they are so privileged and they think they can speak to the average person. You are not a normal person. You are part of the elite ruling class. Stop pretending like you give a care about any of us. You don't care. The way all of them move, it is very clear they only care about enriching themselves, enriching the people that they work with, work for, their family members. They don't care about the average person, because if the people in Congress cared about the average person, the average American's life would be a lot different. We wouldn't all be struggling this hard. We wouldn't all be teetering on the brink of losing food assistance right before Thanksgiving. It's just infuriating to get lectured by these people. Oh, you should have a stockpile of food. Shut up. You don't know when you are talking to us, you don't know what you're talking about. You are not relatable. You don't understand me. You don't understand my neighbor. I don't want to hear it from you. You should listen. You should go do a town hall and you should listen for once. But they won't do that because, like I said earlier, that comes with the risk of maybe taking some accountability, hearing something you don't want to hear, answering a tough question. And these people have built up their careers in such a way they don't typically have to answer to anyone. They do whatever they want. And that's just the way it is now. And if they do go and do a town hall, it's like, you're such a hero. Thank you for doing this. No, it's like Wheel said, they should be doing this monthly.
And when they get tough questions, they puss out.
Oh, they always cop out, or they give a softer answer in person than they do when they're in front of a camera.
Here's a great
You think Clay
example.
Higgins would say that in front of his constituents?
Absolutely
Because
not.
a lot of the people that vote for him are probably on Snap.
I bet he doesn't think that, though.
No, he has to know it. He has to know the demographics of his district. He's in Louisiana. It's one of the poorest states in the country. I think he has to know that the people of Louisiana, a lot of them struggle. And, what did we just talk about the other day? Half of Americans are one paycheck away from basically being broke. They're living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people are. It's not just some small percentage that the way that these power brokers paint it, like all these stupid people that are lazy. It's not that. Hardworking people who work their asses off are one paycheck away from being in financial trouble. They are one medical emergency away from being homeless.
Brian M. says he hears the commentary, but it's the Democrats are the ones not voting to fund the government.
It's not about funding the government, Brian. Stop focusing on one damn thing. This is everything across the board generic. You don't defend your own side by pissing on the other side. Stop being what you're being. This is not a discussion about one issue. This is a broader conversation about the fact that the people that are supposed to represent the United States of American citizens don't do that. They represent wealthy people, they represent corporate interests, and they represent themselves. And then they don't have I'm just going to say it. They don't have the balls to face anybody that will ask them anything hard. And if somebody asks them something hard face to face, they pretend like they didn't hear it and they keep walking.
Let me talk about Katie Porter for a second, running for the governor of California. Since, Ann Wagner kind of caught some strays in the last segment. Katie Porter, a Democrat, does this interview with CBS News, is asked a pretty innocent, reasonable question. She didn't feel like answering that very easy question that every other candidate was able to answer for CBS News. You know what she did? She condescended to the interviewer. She talked down to her. She acted like she was above the entire situation. She threw a fit and she threatened to walk away. Because these people cannot handle being challenged. They have reached a level in life where no one's challenging them anymore. And they have drank their own Kool-Aid. They have honestly started to believe all the things the sycophants around them are telling them. And they're like, why would I have to do something I don't want to do? I'm better than you. I'm the ruling class. I tell you how it goes. And that was laid bare in that interview that Katie Porter did. And she's getting a lot of flack for that, deservedly. I guarantee you that most of them are exactly like that. They're just better at covering it up.
Agreed. All right. Good, healthy debate there. Quick break. Right back. DGS and KMOX. Happy Halloween.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
So I remember it was the day after Christmas when Nick was about 15 years old, and he woke me up at about 2 in the morning. My stomach hurts. Let's take some Pepto-Bismol. A couple hours later, my stomach still hurts. We went to the ER. He had an appendicitis, had to have surgery. And at that moment, everything stopped. Nothing mattered to me at all other than my child was, in need of surgery. The simplest kind of surgery, nothing like orthopedic, but still it's your child going under general anesthetic. So if your child should go down during a soccer game and be uncontrollably crying because they may have ripped an ACL or an MCL, or it could be you. If you need a really great orthopedic surgeon who's also a really great person, which matters, if you haven't met a surgeon that doesn't have the God complex, you need to meet more surgeons because it's pretty prevalent out there. Corey's very cool. A little bit of a goofball even. He's like a funny, affable guy. He's going to make you feel comfortable. Not a goofball in the OR. Really, really great surgeon. He is with the Midwest Orthopedic and Spine Specialist. You can call him at 636-231-5881 or Solman, that's SOLMAN, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right, nice, soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock right now, we've got some clouds downtown at the Arch. The temperature stands at 59 degrees. It's still jarring for many to drive past Forest Park, which has a much different look since the May tornado. Forest Park Forever's John O'Gorman says more than 5,000 trees were impacted, more than 3,000 removed.
This is going to be very costly and a long-term recovery. It really will be literally millions of dollars to our budget to really do some extensive tree planting over the next several years.
In near simultaneous rulings today, 2 federal judges have ordered the Trump administration to continue to fund the SNAP food aid program during the shutdown. More from Christopher Cruz.
A federal judge in Rhode Island said the program, which costs about $8 billion a month to fund nationally, has to be continued using at least a $5 billion contingency fund, and asked for an update on progress by Monday. A judge in Massachusetts also gave the administration until Monday to say whether it would partially pay for the benefits for November with contingency money or fund them fully with $23 billion in additional funds that almost half the states say can be used.
Without intervention, 1 in 8 Americans who use food stamps, about 42 million, would not get them tomorrow as they expect. A suspected terror plot with participants in Dearborn, Michigan has been stopped by the FBI. CBS's Anna Schechter tells us the alleged plotters were making plans in an online chat room when the FBI decided it was time to intervene.
It was a member of the Joint Terrorism Task Force that was actually in that chat room that identified this chatter about a potential plot to be carried out this weekend. But it is still unclear if that was really going to materialize or not. But the FBI decided that it was worrisome enough that they need to step in this morning.
A family is pleading with the community to help identify the killer of 2 children.
I'm just begging. I'm pleading. I'm begging. I'm pleading. I'm begging. I'm pleading with you. Please turn yourself in.
The grandmother of 9-year-old Jordan Neal and 10-year-old Richard Neal III. Jordan died of his wounds on May 24th, the night of the shooting. Richard died on Tuesday. St. Louis City Police Homicide Commander Lieutenant John Blaskowitz says they have little to go off of.
The only new tip that I can share with the community right now is we are looking for a maroon Nissan sedan, believed to be a 4-door.
The shooting happened on Birchner near Ruskin in North City around 9 in the evening. Police say the maroon sedan and the vehicle with the Neals nearly got into an accident before the maroon vehicle shot up the Neals' car. Police are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Last week, I heard Americans will break travel records this holiday season, and that's not all we'll be spending money on.
It'll be happy holidays this year for everybody. Visa says Americans are expected to splash out on gifts. A new analysis from the credit card company shows that we'll likely spend on average $736 each. That's a 10% increase from last year, with baby boomers expected to spend 21% more. Visa tapped retail sales from the Department of Commerce and saw spending trends that they say will jingle all the way through the new year. Cooper Lawrence, CBS News.
Dow from Stifel's up 78 points to 47,600.
Happy Halloween, everybody. And it feels and looks like fall. Sunshine, a little breezy going through our afternoon as our days get shorter and shorter. 64 the high. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, trick-or-treat time, right around 50 degrees, 39 for the cold overnight low. First weekend of November, Saturday, partly sunny, just a tiny chance of a sprinkle. 55, 37 Saturday night, Sunday, sunny and 59 degrees. The northwest flow gets reinforced with this cool front coming by early on Saturday. Time change weekend. Fall back before going to bed. Saturday night, set the clocks back 1 hour. Sunset on Sunday, a shock to the system. 5 o'clock. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Right now, we've got sun. It's 59 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DG Ask 104.1 FM KMOX 205. Gorgeous, gorgeous Halloween out there. Going to be really nice. Dave will be here at 3 p.m. to give the formal Halloween and weekend forecast. And then the Halloween show will start at 3:30 p.m. We are presenting you with Emmaus Village, a sanitarium built in the early 1800s. And we spent a few hours there and collected some evidence and have gone through it and found some stuff. And it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. Have you guys heard the new 2028 presidential matchup?
No.
Get ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Trump versus Obama. And here's how they're figuring this. So we know that there's an amendment that you can only be president twice. You can't run for a third term.
Mm-hmm.
And the Republicans are quoting Harry Truman, who said that is the dumbest amendment of all time. And supposedly the Democrats now have said, you know what? Maybe we should just get rid of that because then we could run Obama. And so there are real discussions happening about a 2028. They come together, they get rid of that amendment, and Trump goes against Obama.
We are governed by idiots.
Yes.
We are governed by idiots. I mean,
This sucks.
I mean, like this is bad and all for we don't need a third Obama term. We don't need a third Trump term. People just need to move on, get new people, and vote for the new people. This is not complicated. We don't need to end up like China and Russia with, quote, elections where the same person wins for 20 years. It's insane. It's insane. And they're both sides that are floating it are idiots.
I think the Democrats should probably consult Obama before they make any moves like this, because this is not a person that seems like he wants to jump back into governing.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. But the rumors are that Obama's had enough.
Oh, he's
ready
to
to come out of
He's ready to come
retirement.
duke it out.
Yes.
How about this? They can get a cage and fight. Get it all out of your system. Just go do it. Get it out of your system. Just leave the rest of us out of it.
Well, they're going to have a cage there pretty
Hey,
soon.
they could make a lot of money on pay-per-view, man.
Sure could.
Think about that.
I'm buying that.
Probably hundreds of millions of dollars on pay-per-view.
Oh man. So they fight it out in the ballroom, and you can use anything in the ballroom
as a weapon.
Vases, tables, chairs.
Yeah, so then what you got to do too, we got to balance this out, right? Because there's a severe age disadvantage for Donald Trump. So
Sure.
each guy gets to have a tag team
Trump
partner.
gets a sword.
And the tag team partner has to match the age of the opponent.
Yeah, here you go.
So
Obama
Trump
and Biden
versus
versus
Trump
Trump
versus
Vance. Versus Trump and Vance. Yes.
Well, no. Vance is a little young. Vance is a little young. It's got to be somebody more like 60s.
Okay, who would we pick?
I
Who
don't
would
know,
we
but there's
pick?
plenty of
How
60-somethings
old's
in
Marco
politics.
Rubio?
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? Any of them. Let's go. Cage match. Settle it now, once and for all.
How old is what's his name? The guy who everyone already forgot about. Trump's first VP.
Mike Pence.
Mike Pence,
thank
yeah,
you.
but he doesn't want to be a part of any of that.
He
I don't
is
think Mother would
66.
approve.
Yeah.
Mother doesn't want me in such ballroom brawls.
Mother says pay-per-view is
Dude,
of
I'm
the
telling you,
devil.
listen. They're already doing MMA on the lawn.
Yeah. It's
Just
tailor-made.
Make this the championship match. This is the big one at the very end. This is the draw, the ticket. It's going to be like 11 p.m. at night. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, no, Trump's a night guy. There you go. So 11 p.m.
Biden
Eastern
can just
time.
have breakfast.
Yeah. I mean, that is as wise as what we're talking about. Let's just do it up,
I
man.
have to be honest. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see that amendment taken away. I don't want third terms.
I'm with you.
However, if they did, and I have no control over that, and it was Trump Obama in 2028, I would have a great time. I don't want to see it happen, but if it does, I'm ready.
I would not enjoy it because it would just be so infuriating that we're doing this.
So this is the 22nd Amendment that says they can't seek a third term. Let's say it gets amended. So does that mean that the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, do those shift down a number at that point?
It's
If
a
we're
great question.
eliminating an amendment?
Yeah.
I don't think
Probably not. Probably not.
I don't think
So there's
Yeah.
just like it's like the 13th floor
It's
of a
just
hotel.
it's just there like you could see on a document, and it's got a
Just
line through
empty.
it.
Okay.
It's got lines through it. You know, you can like
It has a picture like in grade
Yeah.
school. It says gone fishing.
yeah.
These are the kind of things I worry about at night. I'm like, well, what happens to those other amendments?
I mean,
Have
come
that
on,
number.
man. Come on, that would be so great.
Okay,
Let's do a
We're
fight.
talking politics here. We've talked a lot of politics for Halloween, but real question.
Spooky.
Politics are that spooky these days.
Real question. And I know I could research this, and I have a little bit, but I'm just asking my friends. What's going on with Venezuela? Why are we about to attack Venezuela? What's the end
I
goal?
saw that we might possibly airstrike them, and I was like, wait, I thought we were giving them like 40 million.
It's Argentina.
It's Argentina.
Okay, I'm getting mixed up.
It's Argentina because, but Venezuela has always been, or at least for the last few years, has been like a little unliked by certain people in the U.S., right? Because of their government style.
Oh yeah, Maduro is a bad man.
Yeah,
a lot of
but
bad men.
I believe they are socialist, right?
Yes.
So I'm sure that's probably the root of the original disagreement. That they're a socialist country and Maduro is a socialist dictator. I think that's correct.
So we should just go in and.
But that's surely that can't be why we're.
I mean, I'm guessing it's a combination of bad guy socialism and the drug trade, which the drug trade, I mean, I don't even know how to say this. Do I wish there were fewer drugs in America? Yes. Do I wish there was no fentanyl in America? Yes. But I can wish in one hand and take a crap in the other and see which fills up first. I just don't know that what we're doing is doing anything.
Well, their biggest exports are petroleum and natural gas.
And Trump has spoken in the past flippantly about, I'd sure like to take that from them. So.
And I think they sell that to Russia and or China, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong about that.
Just checking.
I'm sure, believe me, as with all of these things, we find out all these years later about, all the nonsense that we were sold about going into Iraq and all this. Who knows, Like if there is something real, it or something to it, it's probably not something we're going to know for the real truth about it for years. We'll get some, wouldn't be the first time we had some half-baked story sold to us about why we're doing something.
Oh, that's right. This one's rich. Brian M., love you, but Maduro also just refused to step down from power after another guy was elected president. Why is that so familiar?
We just talked about the two, getting rid of the 22nd Amendment so our guys can do
Where
that.
has that happened before?
Oh, man.
Come on now, buddy.
I mean, again, I think that's a problem, right? I mean, if somebody is beaten in an election and they refuse to step down, that's a problem. But it's not necessarily our problem.
Exactly.
That would be more of an international problem that the United Nations can handle.
Yeah, like if Donald Trump had been successful, and make no mistake, that was his aim, was to keep the White House after he was defeated. Had he done that successfully, so what, Russia can just
imagine if
us?
Imagine if in the middle of January 6th, a bunch of Venezuelans started parachuting in.
Yeah, I think,
what is going on here?
That's a terrible thing if a guy like Maduro, when a guy like Maduro ignores the results of election and says, nope, sorry, not leaving. That's a problem, but it's not our problem. We are not the world police. Although we've acted like it. I mean, we acted like that under the Bush administration when it came to, well, I mean, again, maybe more the first, I don't know. That's maybe not that's not a great comparison because we were asked to help Kuwait. That's a different thing in that first Gulf War. And obviously we were attacked, which means you should have gone to Afghanistan. I think we had no choice to do that, but we didn't need to go to Iraq. We screwed up there, but we don't need to be in that position. This is where you work with your partners around the world. This is where you work with the United Nations and your allies to find a way to solve this problem. And you work with even people that you don't like. You work with China and Russia to try to come to a solution like that too. But you don't just decide we're going to go fix it ourselves.
Final political issue of the day, I promise. What did you guys make of J.D. Pritzker asking Secretary Noem, hey, can you call ICE off for Halloween? The kids want to go trick-or-treating. We don't want them seeing people being taken down, by masked people from ICE. And Kristi Noem gave a speech. I should have gotten the sound, but I didn't want to hear it again. Just basically saying, it's an abomination that you would even ask this. The most important thing are keeping the kids safe on Halloween. And so ICE will be out there in numbers on the streets to take down people who are not here legally.
How do they know? They got facial recognition software sitting in their car there when they see a face that they scan it?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
Oh.
Have you not seen this?
No.
Yes.
If they do, well, if you got a guy that's a criminal or whatever, go ahead. Why can't we do that for other criminals?
There's video of them doing this. I apologize. I don't know what state it's in, but you can easily find
All
it.
right.
Where they have that technology where they're stopping people and they're.
Oh, but they're doing it after they stop them, though. They're not just like going by in the car and going.
Not that I know.
Okay.
I don't even know that they're able to do that.
So I think the problem with it all is just the randomness of how you're selecting people to stop. I mean, it's the definition of profiling, right? It's one thing to say, we know where this person lives. This person's here illegally. This person has committed crimes. Let's go arrest this person. I think we all would be fine with that, right? I mean, that's how it works in regular law enforcement. Like, okay, we know who the person is. We know roughly where they live, or we know the neighborhood they live in, and they have a house, but they're never there, and you can work off of that to find the person. It's a little different when you're just like stopping random people.
Agreed. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back, do a little DJ's happy hour after this. Happy Halloween, KMOX.
Hi, I'm Nancy Cartwright. You may know me better as the voice of Bart Simpson. On Simpsons Declassified, we're diving into the mysteries that keep the Simpsons forever young. Have you ever wondered how the Simpsons regularly predicts future events? Who better to ask than the show's creators, performers, and writers, the celebrity guests? Be sure to follow and listen to Simpsons Declassified wherever you get your podcasts.
Debt payments keeping you up at night. Credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, it can all add up and feel impossible to keep up. If you owe $10,000 or more in unsecured debt, JG Wentworth may be able to help you and put you on the path to freedom in as little as 24 to 48 months. Imagine one affordable monthly payment instead of juggling multiple bills and creditors. We've helped thousands of people cut their debt by up to 50% before fees, and we don't get paid unless we reduce your debt. The more you owe, the more you could save. Call 877-CASH now. The call is free, the consultation is free, and there's no obligation to sign up. Call today for your free consultation. 877-CASH now. That's 877-CASH now. Don't wait. Every day you delay could cost you more. Call 877-CASH now today. Results vary, not all debts qualify. Debt resolution impacts credit and may increase what you owe. Average savings before fees 43%, 25% after fees. The choice to stop paying creditors is yours. JG Wentworth does not pay debts or provide legal, tax, or credit repair services.
So pretty much all of 2025, I've been telling you guys, Schnucks has lowered prices on a bunch of items. It's come in waves, and they've done it again. They just lowered prices on hundreds more items around the store. Some are staples, like the Schnucks shredded cheese, Pillsbury Grands biscuits. Those are some of the more popular items, and you can save money on them every single day. They've also lowered prices on really easy, delicious meal items like Campbell's Chunky Soup, Oscar Mayer Lunchables. That's a great way to cover lunch for yourself and your kids without breaking your budget. You can count on those low prices. So stop by your local Schnucks to find out what else just got a new lower price. Just check out the digital shelf tags around the store to find tons more items than the ones I just listed. And remember, when you shop using your Schnucks Rewards app, you earn 2% cash back on every single purchase. We've just lowered more prices at Schnucks. These are everyday savings you can count on when you're shopping at Schnucks.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Shows Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Hey, Dave, this is Susan L. Ward, and my law firm and I want to wish you congratulations on your 25 years with the show. I am really, really glad that you left family law practice to me, and here's to 25 more for you on radio.
KMOX is everywhere. 1120 AM. Streaming live on the Odyssey app. And now at 104.1 FM.
Welcome back, DGS 220. Happy Friday. Happy Halloween. Halloween show coming up just about an hour from now, brought to you by Lore Distributing and Ghost Tequila. Let me show you the Ghost.
It's pretty.
You go.
That's a cool looking bottle of tequila.
It is.
Very Halloweeny.
Yeah.
Very spooky.
It's ghosty.
Let's do DGS Happy Hour.
All right.
I will start out. I have a list here in front of me. People are asked if you could delete one song from existence so that no one ever hears it again, what would it be? So I'll read you the top 10.
Okay.
Hey Soul Sister by Train. Moves Like Jagger.
Yep.
Happy by Pharrell. The Barney I Love You song.
No, that's a good one.
Baby Shark.
I like that one too.
Magic by Pilot, which is You Can Do Man, but now it's the Ozempic song. So people hate it because of that. 187 Cars for Kids. We all remember that one. Last Christmas by Wham. And the number one song that people wish they could delete from existence, Christmas Shoes.
I don't even, people always talk about Christmas shoes. I've never heard this song.
It's the worst.
Pull it up.
All right.
It's so bad.
I mean, I might have played it on the show before.
Yeah, I think we've done this. I think we've had this discussion.
But it doesn't
previously.
stick with me at all. It's not the kind of thing where it's like, you better never play me that one ever again. It's
I
like,
couldn't
don't
sing
care.
it. I've heard it a few
so
times.
bad.
I've heard it a few times, but I can't like draw up the melody.
I know the singer, Bob Carlisle. He was with a Christian band called Allies back when I used to be in Christian bands. And he has a friggin' amazing voice, but it's just the dumbest song ever.
This is it.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe is in the music video for some reason.
Doesn't rhyme.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they do.
Pair of shoes. I like this song. All right, lay off the little boy.
Andy Stang.
Yeah.
I could smell him from here.
He was a little loser from the bad side of town.
That's sweet.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, just hold on.
Well, I told this little broke loser.
Oh, man. Yikes.
There you go.
Yeah, it's something.
There you go.
I don't think Jesus cares about your shoes. Save
Well,
the money.
You know, it's
Yeah,
a whole.
he should
it's
be
a
more
whole-
concerned of his.
It's not practical.
There's a
is all I'm
whole.
He should be more
like,
concerned
movie
about the
of that.
stink lines coming off him than the shoes.
There's a whole movie about that.
Have you guys seen
Right?
Peanut?
Yeah, it's like
He looked just
It's like a Hallmark movie or
Pigpen.
something. Oh,
Yeah, did the song come before the movie, or did the movie
I
come
have
first?
no idea.
Yeah, no,
I have
the
no
song
idea.
came first.
But
Okay.
my when
Song
I
came first.
I think it was when I was doing overnights. This movie's old. The song's old.
Yeah.
I was doing overnights, and my producer used to torture me by playing that.
That's fun.
It's so bad.
All right, DJ's Happy Hour. Who's got some?
I wanted to talk about this song I heard one time, Christmas Shoes. Bring it up. Let's play it.
Oh man,
I've never heard this song before.
I was telling you guys on the break. There's a scientist fight.
Like you and Andrew?
Our buddy
Fight.
Ivy Loeb. Ivy Loeb's getting into it with What's his name again?
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox, who's one of the guys you'll see a lot on social media and on podcasts, who I like also. Like, I think he's fun and entertaining, but Avi went after him today in his newsletter. I signed up for his newsletter the other day when he was on because I'm like, it's got to be interesting, and it is. But he was just going hard. Like, he's never written a paper on 3i Atlas, and I've written 11, and he's out here acting like he knows, and he shouldn't act like he knows until he's done some real science. It was really interesting. Like, it's a scientist fight.
Yeah, I like a good science fight.
It's going to turn into a Drake Kendrick Lamar situation.
Yeah.
They'll be doing diss tracks.
As an aside,
putting that
this
in their
is
peer-reviewed papers.
This is over. Brian Cox is saying that 3i Atlas is just a comet. It's doing everything that comets do. It's just doing comedy things. Wait, that's not the right word because it sounds like comedy. But it's just doing comet things. And Avi is like, no. There's some stuff here. Like, he's written these papers. Like, there are odd things happening here. He's not reaching his conclusion, right? He doesn't come out and say it's definitely an alien spacecraft. But he had a piece yesterday, and the headline for the story that he wrote was "First Evidence for a Non-Gravitational Acceleration of 3i Atlas," which means it's sped up, and they don't know why. That it wasn't gravity, and they did not pick up what you would expect, like, say, explosions that would fire off, gases or whatever that could force it to accelerate a little bit. So it's a mystery, and they're trying to figure out why that happened and why it's doing those things. But I thought that was a lot of fun, and that led to a nerd fight.
Did Brian Cox go back at him?
Not that I've seen yet, because this was just today that Avi wrote that. So I don't know if Brian Cox has even heard it yet, because he's over the ocean.
He's getting his ducks in a row.
Wait, he's got the internet. I'm sure.
Takes some time for the Telegraph to make it over that way.
Yeah. I'm sure he's heard it, but maybe he's concocting a good reply, a witty response.
Something pithy
and sciencey.
There you go. Let me tell you guys about BioBalance Health. I will give fairly short service to the testosterone pellets. I think you probably get the concept of that. All I can tell you, it's the biggest recommendation I can give is that I've been doing them for 6 years. I didn't do them for about 12 years before that when I was representing Dr. Kathy Maupin because she and I didn't think I needed them, and then I did, and so I got them. But on the BioBalance Skin side, you're not in for any commitment. You can go in for a facial. You can go in for a chemical peel. You can go in for microneedling. You can go in for Botox. Do it once, you're done. That's it. You like it, you don't like it, whatever. But I think you're going to find that a lot of those procedures are kind of addictive. Some of them are very pleasant, and all of them are going to make you look better and younger for a certain period of time. They can line you out on all that. Everyone on both sides, health and skin, are super cool, really good people, some of my best friends, and you can find them at biobalancehealth.com.
Who's been talking about St. Louis sports since 1985? Bernie Nicholas.
No manager stays in a place for like 50 years. If you're going to bring in Molina and Pujols, rather than do it because you just want to sell tickets, that'd be the only reason. But I believe this firmly. The Cardinals have to put a really good, exciting team back on the field.
Hear what he has to say. Sponsored by
Saliga Heating and Cooling
on 104.1 FM KMOX.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
It's time to check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Happy Halloween, everybody. And it feels and looks like fall. Sunshine, a little breezy going through our afternoon as our days get shorter and shorter. 64 the high. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Trick-or-treat time, right around 50 degrees. 39 for the cold overnight low. First weekend of November, Saturday. Partly sunny, just a tiny chance of a sprinkle. 55, 37 Saturday night. Sunday, sunny and 59 degrees. The northwest flow gets reinforced with this cool front coming by early on Saturday. Time change weekend. Fall back before going to bed. Saturday night, set the clocks back 1 hour. Sunset on Sunday, a shock to the system. 5 o'clock. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Ah, fall is here. Baseball, beautiful weather, and the changing colors of trees and shrubs. When you think of your trees, call family-owned Gamma Tree Experts. Fall is a great time to prune and fertilize your valuable trees. Our staff of certified arborists will survey your trees to determine their needs. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Call Gamma Tree Experts at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Are you an HR manager, business owner, or leader looking to retain your best people? Nearly 1 in 4 employees is caring for an aging loved one, a challenge that often leads to distraction, absenteeism, and costly turnover. The CARES program from Age Smart Community Resources connects your employees to expert caregiver support, helping them stay focused and productive at work. Discover how CARES can boost retention, improve ROI, and cut costs for your business. Visit hsmart.org or call 618-222-2561. Proudly serving 7 counties in Southwest Illinois.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Dave Glover, celebrating 25 years.
Hi, Dave. It's Janelle, your favorite influencer movie critic, Holio, wishing you a happy 25th anniversary. I've been a listener since the I Get It days, and now I'm lucky enough to be part of the ever-expanding Glover family. Definite 5 out of 5 stars. Would recommend.
Sponsored by Law Office of Susan L. Ward.
Our segment with Bernie Miklasz is sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 1041 FM KMOX 233. Time to talk to Bernie Miklasz. Bernie, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. You know, I dressed up in my traditional costume of a slobby sports writer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Surprised you had the clothes there for it.
Absolutely. So.
What was Halloween like in Baltimore?
You know, I would imagine it was a lot like it was here. You know, I lived in, I grew up in a suburban neighborhood outside of Baltimore, about halfway to DC and not far from Annapolis. And, you know, it's just neighborhood trick-or-treating. We were, we would go out, me and some of the kids would go out on mischief night and do some naughty things, but it wasn't anything really bad, you know, just the silly stuff. But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, no incredible memories or stories, unfortunately.
Kev, isn't Detroit where Hell Night got started?
And Devil's Night, yeah.
Devil's Night.
Yeah, I was laughing because it's not it's cute, not cute. It's like it's more like what it is, right? For kids, it's mischief. But in Detroit, it's called Devil's Night. And in the city, they would burn cars and do all kinds of nonsense, which is why it doesn't exist anymore because they did a big old police crackdown on it. I don't remember when, but probably 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that you have a new video out about the moves that Chaim Bloom may be making in the offseason. Let's start there, Bern.
Well, I'm just trying to handicap it the best I can, you know, and I think there's a great possibility of them trading Brendan Donovan, and it makes sense if you're not going to sign him to a long-term contract extension. You got 2 years left. That gives him value on the market. He hit 40% above average against right-handed pitching this past season. There will be teams interested in him, plus his defensive versatility. I do believe they'll do everything they can to trade Sonny Gray, and I think they should trade Sonny Gray because it's a rebuilding year. When you have a rebuilding year, a $35 million salaried pitcher probably doesn't fit the template of a rebuilding year. And the whole point of a rebuilding year is you collect some future assets by trading players that are coveted that you have that you can afford to part with. I don't know about Nolan Gorman. I actually think Chaim Bloom and his people want to take a look at him with them in charge and some of the things they're going to do to help him. They're not going to trade Jordan Walker. There's no way in the first year of a new regime they're just going to give Jordan Walker away without doing some things they think can help him. And keep in mind, they beefed up the minor league system and the player development structure. And they do have some people that I think can help him now. Who else we talking about? I'm forgetting my own video now. I don't think they'll trade Alec Burleson. And it's funny, I see fans saying, well, he's kind of peaked. They ought to turn. Well, how has he peaked? This past year was the first time he ever hit left-handed pitching with authority. He got much better at that. He had his highest slugging percentage. He's a great bat-to-ball guy. Chaim Bloom's going to listen on everybody. There's no one that's off limits, except maybe Mason Wynn. There's no untouchable players on this roster. And I'm not talking about J.J. Weatherholt, guys like that. I think Arenado will be traded, but I think he's going to listen on. If somebody wants to call him about Burleson, he'll listen. Lars Nootbaar's injury makes him a trade candidate at the deadline in 2026, but that's okay. You can still get something worthwhile if he's having a good season.
Yeah. So question, if Gorman and Walker and Victor Scott II and players like that who are kind of in that bucket of disappointment, I get it if they improve, even if they only improve a little bit. But if they have similar seasons, do you think this is their last go around for the Cardinals?
I don't think it would be Walker, but I think Walker will be in Memphis for a big part of the year because they want him to get to work with all the stuff that they've done differently down there now with the idea of making all their prospects more ready for the majors. So I think Walker's in a separate bucket, if you will. I think it would be it for Gorman, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about Victor Scott. I mean, Victor Scott's just a little too soon to know, but I think Victor Scott will get better. He's going to have to get better offensively. But we'll see. I mean, this is the luxury of a rebuild. No one likes a rebuild.
Yeah.
But you don't have to make these hasty, panicky decisions.
Yeah. So
you let it play. Yeah, you let it play out.
I saw an article on my phone about Scherzer coming to St. Louis. Is that just fantasy time?
Yeah.
Why would Scherzer come here if he wants to win a World Series? And one of his best friends in life just became the manager of the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, Tony Vitello.
Who, by the way, is already tampering because Justin Verlander won't be back. And, is the Justin Verlander spot in the rotation is basically perfect for Max Scherzer. And Max Scherzer wants to help Tony Vitello. I don't know why people write these things without thinking it through a little bit before they write it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense there. I would say, for guys like, especially a guy like Victor Scott, if he just has another bad year, that guy's still valuable as a bench player.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know that a guy like Walker or Gorman are that valuable as a bench player because pinch hitting's just not as much of a thing as it used to be. And if you're not hitting as a regular, you're certainly not going to hit well as a pinch hitter. But speed and defense off the bench is still valuable. So it varies by guy, but the one thing I definitely want to see, and it sounds like it's the plan, Bern, like it can change based on how the player does, but it sure sounds like the plan is that Weatherholt's going to be there if he doesn't just stink in spring training.
And I think, if they manage to trade Arenado and if they do trade Donovan, well, you got Weatherholt at second, and this would give Chaim Bloom and all of his people it give them a chance to say, okay, Nolan Gorman can play the full season at third base, and we're just going to watch this.
Yeah.
And he never got a full opportunity last year. He got a pretty good opportunity, not a full one. He had 3 really good months, and then he fell apart again. I'm curious. Listen, the Cardinals don't have much power. You can't be willy-nilly just donating a guy like Gorman to another team.
Right.
He's got, since he came to the majors, among young players no older than 25 that have had 1,000 plate appearances, he's got the 11th best slugging percentage among left-handed batters. There's still some stuff there that tell you don't give up on this just yet.
Yeah.
And I know people don't want to hear that, but once again, it's a rebuilding season.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes guys like that can be somewhat of a late bloomer. I mean, we're looking at one in the World Series in Max Muncy. He was a late bloomer. At Nolan Gorman's age, he was struggling to figure it out in the minor leagues. He hadn't even gotten to the big leagues yet. But then he eventually figured some things out and became a productive power hitter who had flaws, right? He's not perfect. He's never going to be an MVP or anything like that. But he became a productive power guy who could move around the infield. And there's still time for that to happen. But
and Muncy crushes right-handed pitching.
Right.
Those guys are valuable.
Right.
So for the World Series, I was going to give my opinion, see what you guys think. This is an interesting series for me because I'm rooting for the Blue Jays, but not so strongly that tonight I'm not going to root for the Dodgers just to get another game out of it.
Oh, I get you.
No, I'm with you. And I foolishly gave up on the Blue Jays after they lost that 18-inning heartbreaker. I was foolish. I was wrong. So I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I just didn't think they'd bounce back, but I underestimated them, and they're a really, really good team. But I will say about tonight, the Dodgers have their best pitcher going tonight. Yamamoto has been fantastic.
Yeah.
My point being, anybody who assumes that this thing's over, I think Yamamoto, I'd be really shocked if he doesn't put up a big stand and get them to a Game 7. Now, it doesn't mean the Blue Jays still can't win. If they can get to the bullpen, they'll tear up the Dodgers bullpen, which has been awful in their 4 postseason losses so far. But Yamamoto, if you're in a desperate situation, which the Dodgers obviously are, the best guy you can put on the mound is going to go for them tonight in Yamamoto.
Yeah. He's been phenomenal. I mean, of all of the, he doesn't get as much hype as, some other of their big name players, but he's been probably their most valuable person outside of Ohtani in the postseason.
Well, the Blue Jays have had no problem beating up on Snell. They beat up Ohtani pretty good. They got to Tyler Glasnow, who had pitched great, but they roughed him up a little bit. But Yamamoto shut him down, and he shut him down in Toronto. 1 run in a complete game victory where he allowed 1 run.
Yeah.
So that's the guy. It doesn't mean he's automatic, but that's the guy to get this thing to Game 7. Then after that, I mean, who knows? It'll be a situation where the Dodgers could come back and kind of do a tandem start with Glasnow and Ohtani.
Right.
They'll be able to load up some arms for that one if they get it there.
I was going to bring this up, Bern. Maybe we don't have a lot of time, but we can get into this in a little more depth later on tonight on Rush Hour with 2 of us and Matt Pauley. But one of the most exciting players in the postseason has been Trey Savage, the rookie pitcher for Toronto.
What a story.
Has made almost no appearances in the major leagues. He was in A-ball to start the year. He was a draft pick last year. And the reason I think that's interesting for Cardinals fans is he's one of those advanced college pitchers taken high in the draft. And now I'm not saying this is going to mean the Cardinals are going to be pitching Liam Doyle in the World Series because they're not going to be in the World Series most likely. But that timeline is not unusual now for these big-time college pitchers coming through of getting to the big leagues that first professional year.
I need to have a conversation with Chaim Bloom because I've heard that he doesn't like to rush young starting pitchers.
Right.
And I don't know that that's true. Maybe that's just gossip, but I want to find out about that because I would think they're in a position in this rebuild to where it actually will do some good for them to go with some young starting pitchers.
Yeah, because
and to get them ready for when the Cardinals are ready to win again. These guys will be experienced and they'll be ready for type of situation.
Yeah.
Jasavage and Mizrowski may be the exceptions that prove the rule, but they're pretty impressive exceptions. It makes want a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I think Cardinals fans will go bananas over Liam Doyle. I really do.
Oh, he's fun. And the way he pitches, man, he's entertaining. He's out there. He's got a little Max Scherzer to him. Like that
he does.
Bulldog. He's emotional on the mound. He gets fired up. A little bit of Lance Lynn in there too. That angry fist pump, yelling at the other team when you strike a guy out kind of thing.
That's a Tony Vitello guy, man.
Yeah, you're right.
Like if I were in the Cardinals front office, if I were chief entertainment officer or something, I would be saying to Chaim, like, look, I know the most important thing is giving Doyle enough time to be ready.
Yeah.
But boy, could this sell some tickets, right? Like we lack personality.
Oh, no doubt. There's no doubt. There's just very little star power on that team, and hopefully that's going to change the more they draft, and frankly, if they get in position to have another early first round draft pick, I mean, it's on that kind of stuff is going to help them because they've never had access to that until recently.
Yeah.
They were always drafted 19th, 20th, 23rd, things like that. So no, I listen, I have a lot of faith in Bloom. I have no reason to doubt him because his area of expertise is drafting and development and bringing prospects along. He's done that at 2 spots very, very, very well. No reason to doubt that he'll do it here. So if there's a time to criticize Chaim Bloom, I would. Because it's funny, I hear from fans all the time, well, what is this love affair with this guy? Well, I would counter with this. What has he done wrong? Like, where has he screwed up? Tell me all the mistakes he's made. Where has he messed up? The answer is he hasn't. So what do you want me to do? Rip him to make you happy? No, I won't.
So, Bern, Monday morning, 8 a.m., I have Saliga coming out to the house to make sure the furnace is all ready to go. Tell everyone all about Saliga.
Well, you are in the best hands when it comes to heating and cooling. This Daikin Comfort Dealer, they've been taking care of us for 17 years, and you'll find out, as the Miklas family did, that this is exactly who you want in your house to take care of these things, to check your furnace, for example, get you ready for the cold weather. Saliga has taken care of us, like I mentioned, for 17 years. And what of course, their knowledge and professionalism in their class and their reliability, that's all there. And that's been there since they opened in 1927. But I just love the fact that you can trust them. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you're not sure. You can trust Saliga Heating and Cooling because they're so honest. They don't try to upsell or hustle you. They're not trying to talk you into stuff you don't need. They'll look for cheaper solutions first. And they just want your respect and they want your business. So they're going to treat you great and they're going to treat you with 100% integrity and honesty. I love that about them. And I love everything about Saliga. And the Priority Club is something that can help everyone. It's a maintenance program that's going to save you money because it'll extend the life of your current equipment. There's so much more about Saliga Heating and Cooling, and you can check it all out online, including the phone number, by going to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Red Kingdom is back at FanDuel Sports Network Live in Ballpark Village. See every game on the largest screen in town. Don't forget about the $25 buckets, $5 cocktails, and the best tailgate food around. Grab your friends along with KMOX and huddle up for the games at the best watch party in town. If you can't make it, but don't want to miss it down, listen to the Chiefs on KMOX or KMOX on the Odyssey app. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
So just so we're all on the same page with me representing First Missouri Credit Union, when I first met with the CEO, he was telling me, like, look, Dave, we're realistic with our expectations. We don't expect you to pry people away from their banks and move everything over here. And I told him, good, because honestly, I've been with the same bank for 30 years and I don't have any plans on, moving everything. But I did move, fairly substantial amount because my bank's paying almost nothing on checking, and First Missouri is paying 4.27% up to $100,000. If, for example, Phoebe wanted to finance a car, she's probably going to get a car too old for a bank to even mess with, but First Missouri will be happy to finance that for her. Again, if she or Nick became members and they needed a signature loan. You know, they don't have a lot of collateral built up. They're still very young. Chances are they would say yes. So we're just more laid back, much friendlier in esoteric ways and real ways where we say yes much more often. 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry. But if you have a credit union nearer to you, you can get the same 4.27% from us and do your services there. 314-544-5050, the number 1 STMOCU.org. Coming up at 3 p.m., Dave Murray's going to join us to do his Halloween and weekend forecast. Then at 3:30, the Halloween show begins. Looking forward to it. Hope everyone has a great trick-or-treating and a safe trick-or-treating tonight. Razor's Edge?
You want to do some fast food news for Razor's Edge today? I got some good stuff for you. So Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol has ruled out a value menu for Starbucks, which is something I had never even thought of before, but I guess they're being asked about this. You know, McDonald's and lots of other places are putting together value menus to try to draw people back into stores. But the Starbucks CEO says, no, I think at the end of the day, our experience sets us apart from everybody else. So as of right now, they don't have any plans to lower prices. Also, I don't have this story in front of me, but did you guys see Chipotle is not doing well? They just released their earnings report. It's not looking good for Chipotle. And last night I saw this story and I was like, well, here's the thing. I haven't gotten Chipotle in years. And that's because it's very expensive and it's less food and less quality than it was in the past. Like, what do you expect is going to happen over time? I get that times are tough and a lot of people have to raise prices.
And it went through a period where it had a whole lot of E. coli in it.
Exactly. Like when you have scandals like that, and then not only are you raising prices, but you're reducing the amount of food I get. Like, yeah, the average person is going to stop going there nearly as much, if not altogether stop. So
counterpoint in favor of Chipotle.
What's up?
It's still only maybe $1 or $2 more than a combo meal at a fast food place. And even though it's less food, most people can't eat a whole burrito.
I don't know if
that's a lot of calories, man. Have you looked at the total calories in a burrito?
I don't know if that price thing is true.
It is, because when I go there, my order's $12.
Take that.
And that's not, now in fairness.
Okay. Last time I went there, I felt like it was quite a bit more.
No, in fairness, I don't get like the chips and stuff.
Bam.
But if you just get the bowl or the burrito, it's going to be about $12.
Okay. I felt like when I go there, it's usually like 15 or 16, but I'm a pig, so I probably eat more than you.
I mean, again, so if you add a drink.
But that is correct. A combo meal at McDonald's is probably going to run you $9-10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's way better than that. But it's not like elite either, right? I wouldn't say it's like super high quality, but every time I go there, I feel like I got a pretty good deal because I ate a lot and I feel full and I didn't spend $15.
And I totally respect that. And I'm not even trying to be like, this is what you need to do. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't surprise me because that is definitely one place that I can point to and be like, yeah, you're not doing it like you used to.
No,
like,
that's
the
true.
quality has gone down and you're charging me more. It's just less appealing to a lot of people these days.
No, that's absolutely true. Like, it's not what it used to be. It used to be bigger serving sizes. I think some of it was better. But like I said, I'm looking at my account right now online. My last order there was $11.69, and that was just a burrito bowl. I didn't get chips or drinks. So if you add, it might be 13 or 14 if you add a drink.
Well, speaking of
oh my God, you must be impossible to be married to.
Maybe. I don't know. It's 30 years. So
I guess Wheeler just doesn't do this with Susan, or Susan has amazing patience, but Wheeler will just go on anything. And he always has the receipts. Here, he literally has the receipt.
I did. I had my receipt from
but the thing is,
Chipotle.com.
he's convicted in what he's saying. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God, do I know what you mean.
There are a couple things. One, she and I are probably aligned on most things, so there's not a lot to argue about. I mean, we've been together for 30 years, and there's just a total understanding of what's going to lead to what. So
she knows how to avoid it,
But
and
she
she
also
doesn't
will
want to
say-
deal with it.
yeah, again, just this kind of stuff though, she wouldn't even care about. Like that's not even a thing.
Have you had fights like you had with Andrew?
No.
Have you fought harder with Andrew than your
I
wife?
have never had a shouting match with my wife once.
Good for you.
Never once. Now,
I believe him.
Everybody else in my world, yes.
Yeah, you take it out on all the rest of
My
us.
brother, my best friends, my dad. Yeah, never my mom. There's another one. Never my little sister. So there you go. There's 3.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Let's do one more very quick story since we're talking about value menus. Shake Shack is offering $1 sodas, $3 fries, and $5 shakes. Now, you don't get the limited time shake flavors, but I mean, that's a nice thing they're doing for consumers. You do have to order through the Shake Shack website or mobile app to get those deals, but keep that in mind.
Shake Shack.
Brian
has an
says,
app.
"Don't get Andrew started on who is to blame for the Chipotle."
I love how desperate all of the listeners are to be mean to service workers. It's so funny.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman, Underdog, the best place to get in on all the action during football season. Football season is in full swing, and that means Underdog is alive and well. You can select entries, and you can win money right now in Missouri. You just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats. Or maybe they aren't your favorite players, but you just think that they're going to go higher or lower on a certain number, whether it's touchdowns, receptions, rushing yards, receiving yards, etc. They have all kinds of entries. You get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. It's Underdog. Download the app and use promo code TOM. Sign up with promo code TOM to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code TOM. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Let me tell you guys about 213 Complex. Now, you can pick this up at Supplement Superstores. And you can find a location and find out more at supplementsuperstores.com. But 213 Complex is the best, most effective natural weight loss supplement on the market. And it works from the word go. Now, the main thing that it does is, and I've noticed this because I'm getting the results from it, right? I got the belt a little tighter. I've lost, I think, 5 pounds now. And again, I'm trying to do 2 things at once, gain muscle and lose fat. And that makes it a little bit more weird when you weigh yourself. But I'll tell you this. Things are fitting better, and that's because my metabolism's working better than it was without 213 Complex. That is at the top of the list of the benefits because we mostly operate on a metabolism that's a little less than ideal. So we get that working the way that it's supposed to. You start to notice gains. Helps you fight cravings. Gives you all-day focused energy. No crash at the end of the day like you get with energy drinks. And lower cortisol levels can help with sleep and stress. So it's a really great combination, especially when you're looking for that assist to get you to your goals. So the holidays are coming. Don't wait till after Christmas and New Year and all of that stuff to make a resolution. Just go ahead and get going now. Get out to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off 213 Complex, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After a coma, a miracle, and the fight of my life, I made it back to the games wearing my signature cowboy hat and jersey. Then came the baseball pants, the replica trophy, and the smiles and joy from the young fans. That's when the Cardinal Cowboy was born. Renner Garage Door knows how to bring joy too. With top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, and family service you can trust, get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER. Setting goals for retirement is one thing, but knowing how to achieve those goals is another.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
For tips on building a better nest egg, tune in to the All Financial Hour with host Steve All, Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX. You can also visit yourmoneymattersstl.com for more details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting
Call
used.
1-888-FREEDOM. Visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine. Right now it's 60 degrees downtown at the Arch. With few leads, police are asking the community to help in solving the fatal shooting of 2 boys.
I'm calling on everyone. Walnut Park, Baden.
The grandmother of 9 and 10-year-old Jordan and Richard Neal III, who were shot on May 24th near Bircher and Ruskin.
Knows who killed these 2 babies.
St. Louis City Police spokeswoman Avita Caldwell says a near accident preceded the shooting.
Moments later, after that encounter, Mr. Neal encounters the same suspect maroon vehicle again at Bircher near Riverview. At that point, the occupant or occupants of that maroon vehicle fired shots at Mr. Neal's vehicle.
The only lead police have, the vehicle involved was a 4-door Nissan sedan, maroon in color. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The FBI thwarts alleged Halloween weekend terror plots in Metro Detroit. Charlie Langton has more from Dearborn.
The FBI conducting investigations on 2 homes in Dearborn, possibly connected to the FBI Kash Patel's social media post that the FBI thwarted a terrorist attack set for this Halloween weekend. One of the raids occurred at about 4:30 this morning on Middle Point Street. Hope Kemp lives 2 houses away.
They're newer to the neighborhood is all I know. Is I started noticing like them parking their car over here on this side every day, and it was usually, I think, starting in the summer is when I noticed them around, but I don't really know them.
Michigan State Police, they are assisting in the investigation, but this is an FBI effort.
A federal judge ordered the U.S. Department of Agriculture to distribute money owed to recipients of the SNAP program just 1 day before funding was set to lapse. Former federal prosecutor and law professor Lori Levinson.
So for right now, we do have a federal judge who has ordered the administration to continue to pay the food program until there's further decisions by the court. And the administration could run up to the Supreme Court.
This December 18th marks 2 years since a St. Louis police SUV slammed into Bar PM on the south side.
On Wednesday, owner Chad Morris had a pretrial hearing. He's hoping to get charges dropped after he was charged with 4th-degree assault of a police officer and resisting arrest. That was after the incident happened on December 18th. Morris tells KMOX they are hoping the judge dismisses all the charges.
We hope that she will go with that. But this has been a very, very long 2 years.
Morris's attorney is still waiting for key evidence from St. Louis police, evidence that includes text messages between police. Maria Aquino, KMOX News.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Tech earnings have yielded a mixed bag of results for investors. Here's Jason Brooks.
The so-called Magnificent Seven tech firms have largely carried the stock market to record highs in 2025, but market expectations have proven tough to reach, with Meta Platforms, Microsoft, and Tesla selling off on their respective earnings results, while Amazon and Google have been cheered by the market for strong quarters, with Amazon stock racing higher by double digits thanks to another blockbuster quarter for its cloud business AWS. Apple stock seesawed after reporting weaker than expected iPhone sales, although the company noted robust early demand for the iPhone 17 lineup that debuted at the end of the recent quarter.
The most valuable Magnificent Seven stock, NVIDIA, reports its third quarter earnings on November 19th. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index to Stifel and Kevin Monton. Kevin?
Hi, Michael. Thanks. The market's actually bounced back a little today. The Dow tacked on 40 at 47,562. The S&P gained 17 at 6840. NASDAQ was positive 201 at 23,783. And the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was up 2 at 1586. Stocks to the upside, Emerson gained 2% at 139.56, and Post Holdings was up the same, 2% at 103.93. To the downside, Cigna was off 1.1% at 244.41, and Spire was negative 1.2% at 86.40. Finally, Stifel up 0.5% at 118.43. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got a crash on 70 going west at Lindbergh. That's on the right shoulder. Another crash on 364 going east at Harvester Youngerman. That's got the right lane shoulder closed there.
It's a pretty fall afternoon as we close out the month of October and get into Halloween evening. Sunshine, a little breezy this afternoon, nothing extreme, near 60 tonight. Partly cloudy skies, 48 to 52 for trick-or-treat time. It's cold overnight, 39 degrees. Saturday, partly sunny, maybe a sprinkle as a secondary cold front comes by. Not much moisture to work with, but the northwest flow gets reinforced. 55 for the high. Clear and cold Saturday night, 37. On Sunday, sunny and 59. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
And right now, downtown at the Arch, we've got some clouds, some sun. It's 60. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 306 from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Dave Murray joins us.
Hello.
Happy Halloween, Dave.
Happy Halloween. Now, what are you going to do before you go to bed Saturday night? Last time I'm going to mention it.
Turn the clock back.
There you go.
I was going to say, look for the moon.
Well, you can do that.
Maybe the moon will tell me what to do.
What is the moon going to be this weekend, Dave?
The moon is going to be in the sky. It is we have
Well, that's
just
good
gone
news.
past first quarter, and the full moon. Full moon is actually Wednesday of next week.
Oh.
It's known as, that's the November full moon. It's known as the beaver moon.
So we're going to have a full beaver moon.
Yes, Wednesday.
You're just making this stuff up.
Been a while since I've seen one of those.
No, I'm not making it up.
I do appreciate him, though. Okay,
You
let's
can find it.
I'm just trying. Yeah. The full beaver makes it easier.
Boy, we sent that right into the
Yeah, we really did.
Set that right up on a tee.
There's the next Murrow.
Dave's like, here, put this on the tee. Dave, go ahead and hit it.
What was Halloween like in Rhode Island, Dave?
In Rhode Island. I mean, growing up, you know, it typically kind of cold. I mean, Rhode Island, the Northeast, New England, this time of year gets cold, usually windy. It was, I have an older brother, brother Don.
Big Don.
And we would go trick-or-treating together, family. I think I've told this story before. It did not happen in Rhode Island. It happened when, where did it happen? Must have been in Kansas City, because we did grow up for about 4 years in Kansas City, in Leawood, Kansas. Is my folks would bring us around trick-or-treating. And the deal with parents were that you'd come, you'd knock on the door, the parents would be there, kind of a safety thing even back then. And cocktails would be served to parents. Candy would be given out to the kids. So it was quite a trip around the neighborhood.
What was your favorite costume that you had, Dave?
My favorite costume was I dressed up like my dad. And I had his hat, long coat, briefcase, the whole thing. Dad going off to work.
That's nice.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Well, I think he liked that.
Yeah, it's an homage.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, you know that story about when I wore a suit and Phoebe saw me? So I famously have never owned a suit since I started the radio business. but I had to do one because it was a very fancy thing for veterans. So got a suit. And I came walking down the stairs when Phoebe was about 5 or 6. And she goes, wow, you look like one of those guys. And so I'm thinking like, assassin or, and I go, well, which guys, honey? And she goes, one of those guys with a job. Nice.
I would actually love to get Dave Murray and Phoebe together sometime just for like
Oh, they'd roast me.
On-air purposes. Yeah, it would be kind of an incredible roast.
The only people that roast me in my life more than Dave Murray were my mom and my daughter.
Oh, I'm honored. I'm absolutely honored.
The triumvirate. The day my mom had surgery, weighing 75 pounds with a rod in her femur, and I said the words to her in her hospital bed, "Stop being so mean to me." She was just ruthless. Ruthless. So what are we looking at tonight, Dave?
Yeah, it's all is quiet tonight. It will be chilly, for trick or treat. Any other plans you may have? There'll be some high clouds around. Those clouds will get a little lower and thicker overnight, but it's basically a dry, cold front coming through. That front should pass by fairly early in the morning on Saturday. Partly sunny Saturday. Might be a sprinkle or two from time to time, but I think that would be hard to find. That's with the front. No real moisture to work with. But it's about 10 degrees colder tomorrow, 55. Not a lot of wind, maybe a little breezy, but it will be a chilly day, fall day, November day. Partly cloudy and cold Saturday night, 36. There will be some spotty frost around come late Saturday night, Sunday morning, though I don't think it's widespread. Sunny skies on Sunday, 59. Monday, sunny and 64. Upper 60s on Tuesday and low 70s on Wednesday. Then we fall back into the 60s.
All right.
No real rain in sight.
Headlines, Rach?
Brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. So there's been another heist, this one in the United States. More than 1,000 artifacts were stolen from a museum in California, including some metalwork jewelry, Native American baskets, and some athletic trophies, kind of a random assortment of things that were stolen. And it was from a storage facility. But I don't know if there's like a group of people like it's time to hit all the museums or what, or if it's just we're hearing about this because of the Louvre thing. It's just all.
So this is a little bit like the argument that Wheels and Andrew had about finding a money in a billfold. I'll just speak for myself, but to the extent that anyone agrees with me, why is it that if someone took $20 from me, I would just be beside myself. But when a bunch of cat burglars pull a heist for $100 million, I'm like, good on you. Way to go.
Because they didn't take it from you.
Yeah, because not your money.
Even if it wasn't my $20. If someone broke into one of your houses, I would think that was just the worst thing. How dare you? You're the worst person. What a violation of human rights. Yeah, when someone pulls a heist.
It's because of movies.
Yeah, you're right.
There's so many heist movies.
It's all these Oceans movies.
Yeah, like you're rooting for the people doing the heist. So I think just emotionally we're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
And you kind of, I don't know. You kind of like seeing the man get stuck to,
a little, I think a little bit of it is that, that's all rich people stuff.
Yeah, it's like not the money of like your friends that are struggling or whatever.
Right.
You know that it's like rich people money, and you're like, yeah, you're fine. It's a victimless crime.
You'll still be rich without that painting, Jeeves.
You still want to see them though. Especially with the Louvre, you want to see these guys lined up. Let's see what you guys look like.
Yeah.
A South Carolina man is choosing execution by firing squad. His name is Stephen Bryant. He's a death row inmate in South Carolina. And he has quite an interesting backstory. He's known for taunting investigators with a letter written in his victim's blood.
Whoa.
And he has chosen to die by firing squad on the 14th of November. South Carolina added the firing squad as an execution option because they had a lack of lethal injection drugs.
Oh.
But I mean, people are still kind of concerned about the effectiveness of a firing squad and the potential pain experienced by the person going through it. But this is what he has selected for himself.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants it.
Yeah.
So how does the firing squad work? Is it like...
I know.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I do too.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, there you go.
So they have.
Yeah, you line up on a wall.
He doesn't know for real.
They put you in a chair and they strap you down.
Yep.
And you're wearing a white shirt with a red heart over your heart. And
They just paint a target on it?
yeah.
Okay.
And then they have a number of shooters.
Uh-huh.
But one of the shooters has an empty gun or a blank so that you can justify that you didn't kill this
So
guy.
just one. That was kind of my question.
Yes.
Is it one person has the real bullet or one person doesn't?
No, they're
they
going
want to
be
make sure it happens.
right.
Okay.
They want to make sure it works.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they want every person that takes a shot to at least have the possibility in their head that it wasn't their shot that did it.
That seems worse somehow to me because now you're
And
making emotional torture for the guy carrying it out.
Typically, as I understand it, if they hit their target, which they always do, the person usually gasps and breathes really hard for a few seconds and then is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many shots are fired? Do you know that?
I think it varies, but usually 3 riflemen and only 2 have bullets.
Okay.
Oh wow! So just
I thought it was more, but maybe it varies by
Sometimes
state.
it varies, and it's varied over
I
time.
thought it was like 15.
Well, I mean, like in the olden
In
days.
the old days, it would have been a whole squad just lining you up. Yeah.
Okay.
So in this case, it's going to be 3 volunteers
Okay.
from 15 feet away.
Yeah.
But what a thing to volunteer for.
I know that struck me too. Volunteers.
Well, you know, though, I mean, a guy like this who's sending letters to police in his victim's blood, let me pull the trigger. I'm fine with that.
Really?
Yes.
I would still have a hard time.
No, not that guy.
Yeah, even a bad person, I don't know if I would want to like kill them.
Yeah, I'd be okay
I
with
don't know.
that. I'd be on the volunteer
You kill
list.
somebody.
For that?
Yeah.
If it was my job, yes. No, I would not go vigilante.
Well, the word is volunteer.
Right. If I were a guard and they were like, we need volunteers to kill a guy that was killing people and taunting police with their blood, yes, I would say I'll sign up.
That's actually an interesting question. Is it volunteers like from the police force, or is it just like can you just like show up and be like, I'll do it?
No, I think it's
Kevin Wheeler style.
I think it's like the prison's like version of a
Marksman.
SWAT team.
Yes.
Like their
Okay.
tactical team, I think.
Yes.
But it might be beyond that. Again, it might vary by each state.
Just a couple of weirdos showing up like, you still taking
Yeah.
serious?
NASA's supersonic jet has finally taken off for its first super fast and super quiet flight. NASA and Lockheed Martin successfully tested their supersonic jet plane. It produces minimal noise and it's potentially paving the way for faster commercial travel. The new jet is called the X-59 and it's designed to fly faster than the speed of sound with only a gentle thump. So this flight was conducted over the California desert. And if this is, continues to be successful, these jets could cut travel time between cities like New York and LA in half.
Oh,
it would revolutionize the air travel industry.
It's a
I think this is
cool
very
looking
exciting
jet,
stuff.
too.
Is it? Let me go look this up now.
It's really cool.
I wouldn't have thought this thought all day unless you did that story.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it does feel like aeronautics needs an upgrade. Like the planes that I fly on now, although I don't fly that often, other than the wings are swept up, look and feel pretty much the way planes have always felt to me.
I think it's a production thing because we've had the Concorde for how many years? And that thing hauls ass.
70s?
Yeah. I mean, that thing hauls ass. It's faster than anything we fly domestically.
Yeah. I don't think it's flown for a while, though.
No, I know. I wonder, there must be must be expensive to keep up or something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hold a lot of people.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that was part of the thing.
Good point.
They couldn't move a lot of people with it.
I apologize if we have already talked about this on the show because we just talked about kidney donation last week or something.
Yeah.
Actor Jesse Eisenberg is going to donate a kidney to a stranger in December. So this is something that he's been looking into for a long time. He first considered donating a kidney about 10 years ago, contacted some organizations, but never got a response. But now, he's making it work. He's giving it away to a complete stranger. And he says that it's basically like a no-brainer if you have the time and the inclination. And he says it's risk-free for his family because he's enrolling his family members in a program that would prioritize them for living kidney donations if they need one in the future. I guess that's a perk you get if you're someone who gives a kidney.
Oh,
I think that's great.
I think it's really selfless and really wonderful. About 90,000 people were on the transplant list waiting for a kidney as of last month. One more story, Dave.
Sure.
An Ohio woman says she plans to spoil her cats after winning $50,000 in the lottery. She says she's going to pay bills, remodel her home, and spoil her cats.
How would you spoil Lucy with $50,000?
I mean, I don't really know what else she needs.
She looked pretty cute in a miniature car.
That's true.
It really worked.
Great, you could get that porcelain doll dress you were talking about.
Could.
And you could get yourself a matching one. Oh, you could be the sisters from Little House on the Prairie.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket.
We could probably make this happen without $50,000. All right, Dave, have a great Halloween, buddy.
You too.
FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, coming to Missouri soon. December 1st, finally you'll be able to bet on all your favorite teams and all your favorite sports, and it could not come at a better time of year with football, basketball, hockey. It's all happening, and with FanDuel, tons of ways to get in on the action. You can bet on everything from the money line, over-under, bet the spread, or look to the future. Maybe you know who the MVP is going to be or win Coach of the Year, or what team's going to win the championship. You can do that with FanDuel. Plus, with live betting, you can even pick what player is going to score the next touchdown and the one after that while the game is going on. Download the FanDuel app and get familiar with it, because the app will be live to use December in Missouri. You can see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to download the app. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
House stealing. It's a nightmare that's real. It's the FBI's term for thieves stealing your home's title and draining your equity. Just one fake document filed with a recorder, and scammers can own your home on paper, drain your equity, and do it all without you even knowing. Imagine waking up to a foreclosure or eviction notice. Listen to former title thief Matt Cox.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen. I can take the deed to your house and I can transfer that deed into my name. It's a great crime, and it's happening all the time.
So how can you stop the nightmare and protect yourself? Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO and get a 30-day free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Don't wait. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now, promo code RADIO.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Stronger than ever.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Happy Friday. Happy Halloween. Frankie, who is our primary Ghost Hunter from Haunted Souls is here, along with Ben and Mandy, who own Emmaus Village. Just talked to them, got them some water, and we'll be kicking off the Halloween show in about 8 minutes. So you had a sports question for me?
I did. So,
it's about time.
It's a Mizzou question.
All right.
All right. So we know that Mizzou's having another good year. Eli Drinkwitz has done great things with this program. He's made them relevant in the SEC, which is really hard to do. He's done a phenomenal job. Now, with a bunch of the big programs firing their coaches, there's a lot of buzz that Penn State, LSU, Florida might come at him and offer a lot of money. Now, he makes $9 million a year now. So I think he's got the 11th highest salary in college football. So he's making a lot of money already. And certainly Mizzou would give him a raise to try to entice him to stay. I don't know how much, but if I were going to say to you, you're at Mizzou, you can make a boatload of money. Let's call it $12 million a year, and you're going to get an extension. So let's give it 5 more years or whatever. But you have bigger programs with more money, bigger stadiums, closer access to the most talented players in the country, and all of that stuff. The legacy programs, right? These are big name programs with a lot of money behind them, more than Mizzou has. How do you treat that? Do you look at it and say, if I stay here and I take this contract, I'm basically safe for as long as I can think of, and I'm winning, and I want to win at Mizzou? Or do you look at it and say, wow, it's maybe a little more money. I have access to players I probably can't get at Mizzou if I go to Florida or LSU or Penn State. But you're also maybe on the firing line in 3 years if you don't meet their expectations. And their expectations are not just win 9 or 10 games. Their expectations are be in the playoffs, win the championship. And if you don't do that, like Brian Kelly, you're out. Or like James Franklin. Penn State was in the playoffs last year, and they had a bad start this year, and they fired their coach. So when you look at that, and I paint that scenario, how would you handle that? What would you think about that?
So I would look at it the way I sort of looked like Albert Pujols back when he went to the Angels.
Yeah.
And putting aside why or drama with the Cardinals, I looked at it and thought, whatever money you're going to make more per year, you are giving up being a god in St. Louis.
Yes.
And I would look at Drinkwitz the same way, because he could crap the bed at Mizzou or Penn State or anywhere else.
Sure.
But $9 million or $12 million, even if he went to Penn State and he eventually went pro, I'm not that ambitious. Okay. So me personally,
I get you.
I would say, rather than going for the golden ring, I'm going to stay here in a comfortable job where I'm loved and appreciated and very well paid. And that's going to be my life.
Yeah. And I think it is all about the individual's goal, right? Does he have the goal of winning a national championship? And where is that more likely? It's probably more likely at one of those other 3 programs. But it's not a guarantee. You're taking a risk to try to make that happen.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch. This is Tom Ackerman. From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM, your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
Ah, fall is here. Baseball, beautiful weather, and the changing colors of trees and shrubs. When you think of your trees, call family-owned Gamma Tree Experts. Fall is a great time to prune and fertilize your valuable trees. Our staff of certified arborists will survey your trees to determine their needs. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Call Gamma Tree Experts at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Want immediate cash for your home or see what your home is really worth in today's market? Find out for free from the local experts, my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out thegelmanteam.com today. That's thegelmanteam.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
Well, not too terrible so far on this Halloween Friday. Westbound 70, some slow stuff at the city limits from about air flight out to Lindbergh. It's a little slow, TR Hughes to K, and then A to Z. Eastbound 70 through David Hochul Parkway is backed up, and it starts opening up. We had a crash earlier eastbound at Wentzville Parkway. They've cleared it. Southbound 170, you've got delays. About Ladue down to 64. It's backed up. Westbound 64 on the brakes from Kings Highway, and it's slow most of the way to Hanley. A little busy Spady to Ballas, and it's St. Charles County, Winghaven, all the way out to Highway 70 right now. It's 270 north and southbound between Olive and 64 is busy. The southbound stuff continues to Doherty Ferry, south of Big Bend down to Gravois, slow after that. Southbound 55, a little backup, Gasconade Bates. Midway down from M through Highway Z, it's kind of crowded, and then it gets better. And downtown, we have slow traffic on the Illinois side, westbound 64 approaching 158, most of the way to Greenmount Road. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
My best friend Jenny came over for coffee, said it's cold enough in here to play hockey. Well, my furnace broken, it's already late. Call Jerry Kelly because they're open till 8, jerrykelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on, Jerry Kelly.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been asked many times how Morgan & Morgan became the largest injury firm in the world. I think I know. When someone comes to us for an on-the-job injury, we have a huge workers' compensation practice. But many times we find a defective product that was responsible for that injury. Luckily for them, we have a product liability section headed by my son, Mike. In addition to the comp case, there's a product case too. Other times, the injured worker is fired or harassed for bringing that claim. We have them covered. Our employment lawyers handle retaliation claims as well as wage theft and discrimination cases, and in some cases need to file for Social Security benefits. No problem. We became big for a reason. 30% of our new cases come as referrals from former clients. Hiring us is easy. Go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer, or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
For 25 years, the Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive has been a dependable resource for impoverished men, women, and children in the bi-state. Together Credit Union is proud to team up with the Kurt Warner First Things First Foundation and Operation Food Search for the 25th Annual Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive. From October 20th to November 2nd, new and gently used winter clothes of all sizes will be collected at all 14 Together Credit Union locations to help keep our neighbors warm during the cold winter months. For more information and a full list of donation locations, visit kurtwarner.org.
Welcome to the DGS Halloween Show. Presented by Lore Wine and Spirits. Try Ghost Tequila today and bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level.
Happy Halloween, everybody. You're listening to the 24th annual DGS Halloween Show. Happy Friday. Happy Halloween. Here in studio with me, I have the guys, of course. I have Frankie and Ben and Mandy. Frankie, I've known for years and years. He's my go-to ghost hunter with Haunted Souls. And Ben and Mandy own Emmaus Village, where we did the Halloween show this year. So this first segment, we're just going to get to know each other. We're going to give you the history of Emmaus Village, why anyone would think it's haunted, what the history is, all that kind of stuff. And so Ben and Mandy are the owners of Emmaus Village. My first question for you is, what is wrong with you?
Oh, when you find the answer, you let me know.
Like, how did this come to be?
Oh, that is such a loaded question. I don't even know where to start. Honestly, Ben and I, we only met in 2020. We decided to do a real estate investment together. He was looking for rental properties. I was recently divorced and looking just for a new place to live. So we stumbled upon this property and bought it on the auction. There's a whole backstory, but that's the synopsis.
Mandy was hiking the property because it was abandoned.
Yeah, for about a year before that.
When we met, she's like, "Oh, would you like to go on this date? I've got this secret spot."
Really cool
and
place to hike.
I showed up to meet her there. And my mom actually was a former employee of the company. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, I've been here many times. My mom worked here."
Yeah. What? I was blown away because I thought it was in Marthasville. Who knows of this place?
So we joked around about, well, this would be a great place to purchase, a good investment, whatever.
Had a picnic on the property that day, having no idea
Sure.
that was actually going to happen someday.
So, Ben, what was your experience with it when you were younger? Just going with your mom now and then?
Oh, well, so my mom she doesn't really like to drive in bad weather and stuff. So I would drive her to work when it was snowing, stuff like that. And then I would just hang out, overnight and drive her back home. I didn't really, I'd only been to the property a few times, but so I hadn't been in and out of all the historic buildings, and I didn't really know that much about them back then.
Was there a reputation to it back then that you picked up?
A lot of people would talk about it, like that they had some kind of an experience and that the place was haunted. It was creepy, whatever, but
We used to spend the night there, though. Were you ever scared or nervous?
I was always in the newer buildings.
Okay.
So my mom did stay in the historic building. She had like her own little bedroom that she would sleep in.
As a caregiver.
Yeah. So I don't know. She didn't really mention anything specific. But
So when did you guys become really aware of the past, of the history of the place?
Well, okay, so let's see. We purchased it on the auction in 2020 in October, and then we actually started renovating, and we decided it was too much, so we were gonna have to move on to the property. So that happened early 2021. I will tell you, I immediately started doing deep dive historical research. That's just me. And so when I started to realize the magnitude of the history, so most people just know it as Emmaus Homes or a former Emmaus Asylum, but it's actually had multiple lives before that.
Oh.
So before that, it was a seminary for Eden Seminary, which is now in St. Louis. And prior to that time, it was an all-boys school that was headed up by the German Evangelical Synod of North America. So when I started doing that, and then before that, there was actually there was actually even some Native American tribal stories in that area. So I was pretty shocked. So anyway, I was not a paranormal believer at that time. I just had never had any experiences really of my own. And so once I started realizing the magnitude of the history, and then I started going and knowing the history, going inside the buildings, and I'm learning more and what happened here in this room. That's when I started to notice some peculiar things, which initially just started out as electrical issues with the lighting, and then also doors being left open continuously. But then I still am thinking, you're still kind of skeptical. And then as the years have gone on, it's got to the point now where it's you can't not be a believer anymore.
Go ahead, Ben.
There was a lot of old furniture and stuff in some of the houses, and I was kind of cleaning that stuff up, and then there were like piles of books and magazines and different things. So I'm like getting ready to throw that stuff in the dumpster, and then Mandy would be like digging through it all.
Like,
like,
no,
oh my God,
don't
this
throw
is
anything away.
amazing. And it, books about Emmaus and stuff. So she was pulling all that out and reading about it. Yeah.
Finding obituaries, learning people, the residents. Yeah.
What were some of the first things that you guys experienced that made you go from this is a cool old place to I think we're living in a haunted house?
Oh, a haunted house. Well, haunted house would be an understatement. A haunted small compound municipality, essentially. So we decided so fast forward 2023, then we bought the main campus as well. Initially, we only owned part of it, which was on the north side of Highway D. 2023, we picked up the main campus, which is where all the commercial, historic, very old limestone buildings are. So when we started working in those buildings specifically, and then even more specifically, last year, we did historic haunted tours just during the month of October as a fundraising event. So the month or two leading up to that, so I'm going to say August, September of last year, we're cleaning out the buildings. We're really in there. We're in there, deep and setting up for this huge fundraiser that's going to last a month. That's when the big ticket things start happening. That's when we're seeing writing on the walls behind the peeling paint. That's when we're getting lights that are answering flick once for yes, flick two for no. That's when my daughters are getting apparitions. That's when it's really hitting hard.
Yeah, for me, we were working in the asylum, and we were kind of resistant to doing like a haunted event for a while, but then we'd kind of decided, you know what, we need to do this. We just need to embrace this about the property and go forward with it. So we were getting everything prepped for the event, and I had been in the solitary confinement room multiple times, and I had never seen writing on the wall, nothing.
Same here.
But I went in to pull the shelves down, and I'm looking at the peeling paint. I see all the writing that was behind the old, so this was written back in like the 20s, maybe 30s.
Earlier than that, it started. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get into this later in the show, but I thought this was the scariest part. And I'll tell you what I think I know, and you guys correct me, that there was a man, maybe a young man, who lived there at Emmaus Village, and they called him Mad Albert. Not mad crazy, but mad. And that they couldn't control him. And so they put him in this room. And why you would ever construct a room for anything but holding brooms this size. It was so small, no windows in the door, and that he was kept there for like 12 years.
That's close. So Mad Albert, we love Albert. So yes, my daughter named Albert Mad Albert. So Ben finds the writing on the walls. I start doing some research. I see the name Albert. Okay, I can't find anything initially in any of my research. And I'm a deep dive researcher, so I'm not going to tell anybody a story until I can make sure that I know it's true.
Perfect.
But anyway, so I ended up having to go in with my iPhone, and I took photographs of every square inch of that entire cell. And then I went home and put it all together like puzzle pieces in my app on my iPad and my art app. And I was actually able to, based on what Albert himself wrote, I was able to determine Albert had been there for 13 years. I don't know if he was completely confined, but I know that cell was his home for 13 years. I know that he was from Chicago. I know all of his family members' names. I know, all of those things, except for I don't know how he got there and why. But once I was able to collect that information based on what I found on the writing on the wall, then I was able to go and do the deep dive research and confirm. But we don't have a last name still. And the reason why his name is Mad Albert is because my daughter Livy, who is 11, we went in there, and my other daughter, Karis, they are helping doing some cleanup. I am taking more photographs, and Livy decides she's going to have a conversation with Albert. And she's like, because the lights in his cell in particular will flick on and off randomly. And Ben is an engineer. He's checked the electrical wiring multiple times. It's been updated. There's no reason that we can think of scientifically why that would happen with the lights. So I'm taking pictures, not paying attention. Livy starts asking Albert, flick the light, questions, flick the light once for yes, two for no. And the lights start responding to my 11-year-old daughter's questions. We get to the very end. She asks him a whole series of questions. Halfway through, I'm screaming at my other daughter, take out your camera. This has to be recorded. She takes out her camera. We do have the whole second half recorded. And the very last question Livy asks Albert is, Albert, are you mad at the way that you were treated? Flick once for yes. We got a one flick. Do you like being in here? Two for no. How about this? Would it make you less mad if we leave the door open for you from now on and never close the door again? And we got a once for yes. So from that point forward, his name is Mad Albert.
Wow.
And not crazy, angry, because he was confined for 13 years.
So going back to the primary iteration of Emmaus Village before Eden Seminary and such, what kinds of people made their way to Emmaus Village, and for what reasons?
Yeah. So in the very, very beginning, so how this worked out was there were about 30 German families who had settled there and were trying to make a go. Now, these German settlers who were in that area, specifically the Dutzow and Warren County area, were very prominent and highly educated. They were not laborers. So they came there and were literally floored and struggling mentally and emotionally because of the amount of work. They were clearing land, literally starting from scratch, building their own utilities. So they're struggling mentally and emotionally. And so there's a traveling German evangelical minister traveling through the area, and he stops right there in Marthasville to minister to these 30 German families. And they felt so comforted by him that they begged him to stay. And he agreed, but he had a family. So they built him a farmhouse so that he could preach to these 30 German families who were settling this area. So that was the Friedensboot Farmhouse, 1840. That's the first building on the property and the very start of it all.
And then when they had patients there, were mentally ill patients, physically sick patients, both?
Both. They actually covered the entire gamut. So I have their original articles of incorporation. They will take any patient, any age, any gender, any race, creed, religion, ethnicity, nationality, color, the whole 9 yards. They even used, I was shocked. So this was 1896. So they even used the word sexual preference. I'm not even kidding. So they followed through. They stood on their word, and they took patients from 48 hours old. A lot of babies who were being born addicted to morphine in those days, they would go pick them up, bring them there. A lot of times they provided lifelong continuum of care. So these patients would literally die and be buried there as well. But they also took patients all the way up to geriatric patients who maybe had cancer, just needed 2 weeks of hospice. They took every ability. They took quadriplegics. They took patients who were never, going to be paralyzed for their entire life. They just took Down syndrome and autism. They covered the gamut.
Okay. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to bring Frankie into this and talk about the investigations and what he has found. And then at the top of the hour, we're going to start playing you the sound that we picked up during that night at Emmaus Village. Quick break, right back. DGS Halloween Show.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
We got a couple of crashes out there with lane blockage right now. Southbound 170 is one of them near the U Club Tower. South 170 is a solid jam at Olive, and there's one North 270 north of Dorset, closer to the McKelvey Road overpass, I guess, or midway between them. Right lane's blocked there, so traffic is jammed back to Page. North 270 is also slow from 64 up to Ladue. South 270 approaching Olive. Down to 64, it's a little busy at Manchester, slow through 44 and through Gravois. If you're on westbound 64, Kings Highway headed out to McCausland, pockets of heavy traffic after that. It doesn't slow down until you get out around 364, but it punches up in spots out to 70. Westbound 70, a little backup at the city limits, a little slow around Lindbergh, around TR Hughes, and west of Lake St. Louis out through 61. Southbound 55, Gasconade Bates is busy. Slow down north of Z to McNutt. Westbound 44 backed up between the bridges. Westbound 64, 158 most of the way to Greenmount Road is heavy. Southbound 21 north of M, there's a crash and a little bit of a backup there. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Most people don't know that 1 out of every 6 margaritas ordered are requested to be spicy. Trouble is, it's almost impossible for a bartender to make a spicy margarita taste the same way twice. Problem solved. Enter Ghost Tequila, a perfectly spicy spirit to bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level. Crafted with 100% Blue Weber agave and infused with just a hint of ghost pepper, Ghost Tequila is the only option for making scarily good cocktails with a touch of heat. Available at Schnucks, Dierbergs, Total Wine and more, and wherever fine spirits are sold. Ghost Tequila, brought to you by our friends at Lore Wine and Spirits.
Turning 50 doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting smarter about your health. That's why we created Neovitin Men's 50 Plus Multivitamin. It's doctor formulated to support your energy, immune health, and overall vitality. Plus, it's made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Take control of your health with supplements you can trust. Look for Neovitin Men's 50 Plus at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, or online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, made for men who keep moving forward.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Bite Electric smart home products make everyday living simply smarter. Add color to your home's exterior with LED outdoor string lights. They're perfect for holidays or get-togethers, and they can be scheduled to automatically turn on or off. View our entire selection of Bite Electric smart home products today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for other great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Welcome back, guys. DJ's Halloween Show. We're talking to Ben and Mandy, who own Emmaus Village, and Frankie, who is with Haunted Souls and was with us tonight. We did our investigation. So we just kind of got the history of Emmaus Village and when Ben and Mandy first started noticing things, and they really ramped up. So, Frankie, at some point, you made your first trip out there. How quickly did you sense something?
Well, initially, our good friend Fabian Rodriguez, who was out there doing the IT stuff, he called me. He's like, "You gotta check out this place, man." And he's like, I go, "Do you think they want to run events there and try to raise money for it?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I got to know if it's haunted first, man. We just can't be like, putting ourselves out there and then people go out there and investigate and they don't get anything for 8 hours." So we went out there initially, and it was during the day. And I brought my team with me. Jeremy was with me, and we had gone in with a couple other people, just exploring and stuff initially, and then you're just kind of caught off guard at the mass of how big this place is when you come over that bridge. Yeah. It's like, oh boy, it's a big boy location. It's not like, oh, that mansion's beautiful, it's awesome, but this is like she was saying, it's like a compound of just haunted stuff. When we initially got there, we had the lights flickering in the cells like immediately, and I'm like, yeah, but that could be anything. And then I'd shut the light off and it would still work. I'm like, well, that's weird. And then we had initially, when we went into the college building, which is where you'll get to, but where we put your friend in the elevator shaft, that building right there, the minute I walked in, I saw a person. It's my only apparition I've actually ever seen without a camera or something. And I thought it was an employee or somebody, but there was a person in a white gown, and she was going up the stairs, and I saw the side of her face and long black hair with a white gown. She had hit the corner, and I was like, okay, it might be Mandy, right? Walked up there was no one there, and that's like literally the initial time we were there. I'm like, well, I think it's haunted. And then we did numerous investigations just with the team, just to make sure that we had a good handle and how do we market this place to ghost hunters that have so many great hot spots in Missouri, right? How do we compete with that? Well, one night we had brought in a state senator. He wanted to ghost hunt, but we kept everything under wraps because, politics and stuff. So it was very quiet, private event. And he was investigating with us. And then we had body cam on. I just keep the body cam on, just keep it rolling. You just never know. Your hands free at that point. You can use other equipment if you want to. And something was on his chief of staff's body cam. Well, that night we had seen all these things light up, all these EVP meters. EMF meters were just lighting up on the same in the observation room. I was like, man, that's crazy. I've never seen 3 different brands of EMF detectors go off. And when I got home, Jeremy wasn't with us. And I'm like, man, you should have saw the night. I mean, these EMF detectors are just firing off. And he's like, well, how many did you have together? I'm like, 3 different brands. Never seen that. He goes, that's an anomaly. He said, well, what else did you see? And I said, well, he's like, you made the number one mistake of being a seasoned ghost hunter. When the EMF detector goes out, don't look at the detector, look around you. So I went back to the footage. It's 3:00 in the morning. I'm sitting in my studio and I'm bringing up this footage, and all of a sudden there it is, as clear as day. This little boy just walks right out, this ghost kid, and he stands there. We've shown that video to people, and they just can't debunk it. We sent it to people on YouTube that debunk it. Like, I don't know how to debunk that because it's body cam. You can't take the thing out, right? It's inside. It's police body cam. It's the most incredible footage that we've ever seen. And at that point, we were like, we got to talk to Ben and Mandy about getting some people out here to investigate and run some events. But it's a very, but nothing evil, right? I've never felt, I felt scared in that place because it is very creepy, and there is something that could get, but I wouldn't say dark. I wouldn't say evil. I wouldn't say demon. I would say that there's something very heavy there, like something. And we made a lot of mistakes in the beginning with medical practice, especially with mental illness. And so I think that's the heaviness that you feel there.
Okay, when we come back at the top of the hour, we will launch into our investigation. Frankie and his team were there. They had lots of different components, and they were all going crazy. And we caught some stuff that I think is even going to surprise you guys, because we didn't hear it at the time, but we found it on the recording.
This November, the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra presents Benjamin Britten's War Requiem, a powerful, haunting piece that reflects on war and peace across generations. Led by music director Stéphane Denève, the SLSO and St. Louis Symphony Chorus are joined by world-renowned vocalists and the St. Louis Children's Choirs. November 7th and 9th. Tickets at slso.org.
Looking for your dream home in Wentzville? Welcome to Sutton Farms by Lombardo Homes, where community and comfort come together. Enjoy resort-style living with a private clubhouse, indoor courts, a splash pad, sand volleyball, walking trails, and even a dog park. Choose from our newest Parkside series, or design your own custom home in our nature or traditional series, all within the top-rated Wentzville School District. Discover the perfect blend of small-town charm and modern convenience at Sutton Farms, located off Piney Road in Wentzville. Visit lombardohomes.com to learn more.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, ETHOS, ethos.com/life.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
All right, Missouri, get ready. FanDuel, which is America's #1 sports book, is coming soon. And starting first, new customers in Missouri can get up to $300 in bonus bets when you make your first $5 bet. So from touchdowns to home runs to 3-pointers. FanDuel can play, well, it can play the way you play, and any play can be the play of the game. Plus, with live betting, you can get in on the action after the game's already started. And it's all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. And FanDuel really is the best way to game day, and it's coming soon to Missouri. So visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to learn more. And that way you'll be all set to bet when FanDuel goes live on December 1st. Again, it's FanDuel.com/Missouri. Play your game with FanDuel, and it is the #1 rated sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Offer starts 12/1/2025. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, they're still working with the crash on northbound 270 north of Dorset. The right lane's blocked. Traffic is a solid jam approaching 364 up through Dorset, and then it starts sorting itself out as folks shift over to a different lane. Southbound 170 still that crash near the U Club Tower. Traffic's backed up near Delmar because of that. 270 both ways between Clayton Road and Olive is pretty busy right now as well. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 4 o'clock, we've got sunshine. Right now, it's 60 degrees downtown at the Arch. This hour's news is sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. Federal judges ordered the Department of Agriculture to distribute money owed to recipients of the SNAP program as soon as possible, just 1 day before funding was set to lapse. Former federal prosecutor and law professor Lori Levinson on the decision.
This is not a very sympathetic case for the administration. They have tried to cut off food assistance for 42 million people in America. And they've tried to do that contrary to the language of what Congress has said that these reserve funds should be used for, and contrary to the procedures that the law actually lays out for taking their position.
A second boy is dead as a result of his wounds from a May shooting. 9-year-old Jordan Neal was shot on May 24th, along with his brother, 10-year-old Richard Neal, the third, who died that same night. Police have few leads after a near accident between the Neal's family car and a maroon Nissan four-door sedan ended with the sedan pulling around to shoot up their vehicle. The victim's grandmother is pleading with the community to help or for the shooter to come forward.
To be killed to a senseless shooting. For what? To say that you got a hit? For what? To put a notch under your belt? You put a notch under your belt, but you put a hole in our hearts.
Anybody with a tip is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Alleged terrorist attacks in Metro Detroit are thwarted thanks to the FBI. Charlie Langton is there.
The FBI at 2 locations in Dearborn conducting raids and arrests, likely related to the social media post put out by the head of the FBI, Kash Patel, who said that the FBI stopped a terrorist attack that was to take place this Halloween weekend. Now, Hope Kemp lives on Middle Point Street. That's near Tireman and Oakman, where one of the raids took place.
My husband actually heard it at 4:30 in the morning. He heard a bang, and then all of a sudden he heard bang, 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 and he thought it was like a gun. But then I guess it's not what he thought. It wasn't a gun. I guess it was smoke bombs.
Not sure what the FBI is looking for or when the people that were taken into custody will be arraigned.
A Metro East bishop is condemning the passage of what some see as an assisted suicide bill in Illinois.
Springfield Bishop Thomas Paprocki says it is fitting that the state legislature passed this bill on Halloween, a day that he says has become synonymous with glorifying death and evil. The bill would allow doctors to prescribe fatal doses of medication to terminally ill patients. It still needs Governor Pritzker's signature to become law. In a written statement, Bishop Paprocki says killing oneself is not dying with dignity. Doctors take an oath to do no harm, he says, and now they can prescribe death. He's calling on the Illinois faithful to pray for Governor Pritzker to reject this legislation. Fred Bottomer, KMOX News.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. It's been a rough week for recalls at Ford.
Nearly 15,000 electric F-150 Lightnings have a rear light bar problem. For the older Flex, it's a door panel defect. Some Fords and Lincolns were repaired with bad transmission parts. Unrelated issues include windshields with air bubbles and parts that can fly off of moonroofs.
Detroit reporter Jeff Gilbert. The Dow from Stifel up 40 points to 47,562.
Happy Halloween, everybody. And it feels and looks like fall. Sunshine, a little breezy going through our afternoon as our days get shorter and shorter. 64 the high. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Trick-or-treat time, right around 50 degrees. 39 for the cold overnight low. First weekend of November, Saturday. Partly sunny, just a tiny chance of a sprinkle. 55, 37 Saturday night. Sunday, sunny and 59 degrees. The northwest flow gets reinforced with this cool front coming by early on Saturday. Time change weekend. Fall back before going to bed. Saturday night, set the clocks back 1 hour. Sunset on Sunday, a shock to the system. 5 o'clock. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Blue sky, 60 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Welcome to the DGS Halloween Show, presented by Lore Wine and Spirits. Try Ghost Tequila today and bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level.
Welcome back, guys. Happy Halloween, 24th annual DGS Halloween Show. A few weeks ago, we went to Emmaus Village out near Marthasville, Missouri. Ben and Mandy are here. They are the owners of Emmaus Village. My buddy Frankie is here from Haunted Souls, who was with us. They're doing the investigation the night we were there. So the first half hour, we went through all the history of the property and some of the first signs that the property might be haunted. And we're about to get into our night and some of the things that we picked up. At first, I wanted to go back to Mandy. Had, I thought, a pretty incredible story about this little boy ghost.
Yes.
That your daughters had some experience with.
Yes. So my daughter, Karis, she is 14 at the time this was happening. She was about 13. And Frankie had mentioned earlier that they had caught the apparition of the boy. Well, Karis, my daughter, had watched that online and was like, oh, I've seen him. That's the boy I've been telling you about. And so she's seen him twice, just kind of lurking. I mean, floating around, I guess, pun intended. But once by the college building and then once by the administration building. And what was interesting was she said he's about my age. And so I think that, we're guessing he's somewhere around there, like either tween or very early teen. But anyway, so she has seen him twice. She's on the spectrum, so she thinks visually in pictures, but then also she sees apparitions. So I think that that's her gift. I think she's clairvoyant, but she did have another really remarkable experience. So we were over there doing some work one night. We came home, we went to bed. She woke up in the middle of the night. And I actually thought she was having a nightmare. But anyway, it turns out she spoke 2 full sentences in Latin. Now, you cannot make this up. I swear on my life. and I don't speak Latin. She doesn't speak Latin. None of us have heard it, but it sounded very, very fluent. And so I don't know what was stated to her. But anyway, I tried to wake her up. She had no memory of it. The only reason I knew it was Latin was because I used to teach Montessori and we had a full-time Latin teacher and I could hear him in the background speaking. But anyway, but I couldn't figure out what's the connection with Latin. Why would he be speaking Latin? And anyway, all that to say, I did another deep dive in the research. And sure enough, the students that were there during the time before it was the seminary for the boarding school were taught, they had a full-time Latin teacher, and it was part of their graduation requirement that they be trilingual. They had to speak fluent German, fluent English, and fluent Latin. So I just was like, well, there it is. You can't make that up.
So we're about to play some sounds here. And we had several components from Frankie and his team. One of them was a bell. And I'm going to guess the bell isn't supposed to go off as often as it did with us. I mean, it was really going. And then the other was this device, I think it was on an iPad, that's just sort of like random sounds and voices and words and things like that. Kind of give us a little primer on what we're listening to.
Yeah, so the bell you refer to is called the dead bell. It works the same way, EMF, so electronic magnetic fields. The theory is that ghosts can materialize, get more energy using these types of fields around them. And you can use the bell as kind of like a yes, no,
Yeah.
right? So there's not really an invitation there. So you're not asking for things. You're just, trying to have a conversation with something. With the Phasma box, or what they call the Estes method, which we did more of like kind of just the idea of like having this box that basically just uses phonetics. So it doesn't actually have any words in it. It makes words with the phonetics. So you can get different languages, you can get English and all that type of stuff. So when things come together and they actually give you a word, that's very incredible for that type of technology to occur.
Okay. And it happened a lot with us. So, Rachel, let's play 3 first, which is Frankie kind of explaining the bell as he just did, but then what the bell did.
That's it.
So that's the kind of stuff you're going to get.
Right.
While we were there, the bell was really, really going off. Let's do number 4. I'm going to kind of tell you guys what we hear so that we don't have to keep playing it over and over again. But in this one, what was the young lady's name that was with us?
Maddie,
yeah. Who is very conversant in all this and very professional. She's asking who's here with us. The machine makes a bunch of creepy noises and eventually says me.
Anybody here that would like to talk to us?
And as we were there that night,
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah,
I remember the night. Yeah.
We weren't expecting words and we weren't expecting answers. And pretty much everything we asked lined up, which was really weird.
Yeah.
And I know you well enough to know that you weren't manipulating it.
No.
But if I didn't know you, it was answering so many things I would have thought, okay, they got some Confederate somewhere who's punching in words, right?
Maddie is actually very good with Estes, and she's an incredible investigator. And that's why she kind of leads that side of the investigations, because she trains people on that and she knows the ins and outs. And the one thing about Maddie and Dan is that they don't fake evidence. That is our entire reputation. If you
get caught once,
you're done. You are a paranormal plumber for the rest of your life.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Let's do sound number 5 when the machine finishes a sequence of numbers.
Sorry, this computer. It's okay, here we go.
Yeah, that one got me. Let's roll with number 6 where it finishes a sequence of letters. I don't know what to tell you.
Yep.
We didn't do that.
I think even Maddie was like, "Uh-oh." Did you see her face on that one? It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like she didn't, because sometimes it just hits you so hard. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Let's do number 9, Rach. This is where I ask whatever we're talking to if it's okay with us being there and if it wants us to leave, and it says yeah. So let's do sound number 13. where someone asks who's there. Oh, this is when Maddie had the headphones on.
That's right.
Okay, so at some point, Maddie put these sound canceling headphones on and like a something that covered her eyes, a blindfold.
Yeah.
And she went to a completely separate room, which I'm going to guess, as the crow flies, was 50 feet away, but it was separated by a wall.
Mhm.
And I was standing in between. So I could see her and I could see the guys. And the guys were asking questions in a very low voice, as you'll hear. And then she, who can't hear anything they're saying, she's shouting out words.
Yes.
How did she get these words?
So those words are coming from the device, right? So there's the Phasma box that they like to use as a lot, and there's a couple other devices that are actually out there. What Maddie is doing in this sequence is called the Estes method. Estes method is based on deprivation, so only Maddie can hear what the device is saying. Nobody else can. And so this is kind of how you delineate between somebody faking something, because you remember how low, like you said, we were saying stuff really under. There's no way she could have heard us.
Yeah.
And so that's how you kind of build that Estes method. And you got to be far away from the person. That's why Dan kept saying everybody away from her, because she can hear and stuff like that. Not that she would ever, repeat, but it also confuses her. So that's what you'll hear here.
Okay, go ahead, Rich.
Who's ringing the bell?
Me.
Who's me? Who's me? Can you give me a name?
I'm with you.
Well, I think if you're standing
Right here.
What's your
Hidden.
Hidden. Possible.
Yes.
It says I died suddenly. Did you die suddenly?
2. I'm back. Welcome
Well, thank you.
home.
So that would really freak me out in the moment because she's in one room, that other little machine's in another room, and we ask who you are, and she yells me. And then we think the machine says, I died suddenly. So we say, did you just say that? And it says it again. I died suddenly.
Oh.
And then she talks about, I'm back and I'm home. I mean,
yeah, it's creepy too. And then for those that are listening that are ghost hunters, that's the dead bell. They would know that device. I want you guys to know the sensitivity was all the way on low. And that's what me and Dan were like, I've never seen a dead bell do this, because it's, if you put the sensitivity really high, you're going to get a lot, right? It's opening itself up more. But we always kind of we turn it on and maybe just a little tiny turn, and that's it. So it had very low sensitivity to get that kind of response. You had a very active night.
Yeah. So in this one, number 14, Rach, we ask if it's like home, and she yells, maybe not. And then we ask how it died, and she yells, cell door.
Do you like your home?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. How did you die here?
Cell.
In your cell?
Door.
Cell door. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do number 15 before we take a break. And here she yells emergency and bathroom and cold. And when asked what happened in the bathroom, she yells boy and room. And ask if the boy is here, she says 2 and 1 and hi. And we'll get into this a little later in the show, but there was a nurse or an employee who died in the bathtub.
That's correct.
Because the water was
scalding hot.
And she basically just boiled to death.
Yeah, she passed out. She had major eye surgery. She was on a medication. She was running a thermal bath, what we believe for a patient or for herself to kind of soothe. And then she basically never got the temperature in there before it kept running. And then she fell face forward into it. And we do have the death certificate that says scalding, not drowning.
Go ahead, Rich.
Emergency.
Can you give me the name?
Bathroom. Cold.
What happened in the bathroom?
Cold.
Are you cold?
Boy.
She said boy.
Room.
Is the little boy here?
2.
2 little boys are here?
1.
1 boy?
Hi.
Hello. Can you move something? So my
Quietly.
Yeah, you can do it quietly.
So all of this
I
stuff,
understand.
just for the record, we're about 20 minutes into the night.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's not even all of it.
No, I mean, like, we're leaving a lot of stuff out, but that bell never stopped ringing.
No.
Never. Really, I mean, like, annoying, just going. And then I would say 90% of the things we asked got an answer that
Yes.
would make sense. And then we moved on to other parts of Emmaus Village. We'll present those to you right after the break.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This traffic reports a service of Glory Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Got a crash in North County, westbound 270 before Lindbergh. Traffic's jammed back through Graham Hanley, and it's slowing down the Interbelt. North 170 is bogged down at Highway 70, and it jams as you get up around Frost. Westbound 70 a little heavy at the city limits both ways. Between 270 or city or slow. 79 through K, a couple of busy spots right through 61, and then west of Forestell, midway out to Wright City, there's some heavier traffic as well. Westbound 64, busy from Kings Highway out through McCausland, not bad in the valley. 364 to 70, it punches up a couple times. North 270, a Page up to Dorset, still backed up. We had an earlier crash north of there, busy through that Olive 64 area both ways, and southbound through Manchester Road. Southbound 55, a little busy. Gasconade Bates approaching Z to McNutt. Westbound 44 downtown, backed up between the bridges. Eastbound 70, slow at 64. Westbound 64, delays approaching 158 into Greenmount. Still seeing a little backup. Southbound 21, south of the, I guess that's the Goldman interchange north of M. That's where we had an injury crash. Southbound 141 from south of Highview down through Romian Creek is pretty busy. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing. If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Tell you guys about Bethesda Terrace, which is in Oakville. It is a great community by Bethesda. As you know, I have a very close relationship with Bethesda. My mom was there for 4 months before she passed away, and now I do the No One Dies Alone with them. So I have very good friends over there. I was very happy with my mom's care. But rather than talking about assisted living or skilled nursing homes, Bethesda wants to talk about 7 of their properties where people, you know, my age and up decide I'm tired of the lawn work. I'm tired of taking care of all this stuff. I just want to live somewhere in an apartment in a beautiful place where I can walk to a grocery store, walk to a coffee shop, and Bethesda Terrace is like that. It's in Oakville, 146 welcoming apartments with housekeeping and maintenance provided, 10 acres, including a dog park, private courtyard with a walking path and water features. If you're interested in Bethesda Terrace, call 314-375-1070. If you're interested in the other communities from Bethesda, go to BethesdaHealth.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for Game Day Men's Health, and you can find them at gamedaymen'shealth.com. They help work with a lot of different things, but if you're struggling, it doesn't matter really what it is. If you're struggling with low energy, maybe I used to describe it as having the dead legs. If you're dealing with any kind of performance issue, if you're dealing with weight gain, they've got all kinds of great answers for you. So don't just deal with it. And look, they know that we're all busy, right? They really respect your time. So to get started, it takes an hour. And that is doing it all at the top level of testing, right? They've got a full in-house lab. They can do everything in that hour, from a consultation to the testing you need to find out what treatments will help you and get you in and out of there with a plan right out of the gate. And obviously for me, it's testosterone replacement therapy. We found my numbers were low. And ever since I started the treatment 6 or 7 months ago, different, man. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm 10 or 12 years younger. I'm getting the benefits in the gym. I'm getting the benefits in day-to-day life. You can too. And also, medical weight loss is a big thing. And this is for both men and women, by the way. Safe and effective medicine from Game Day's own FDA-certified pharmacy. Low prices, treatment plans developed and supervised by board-certified medical professionals. It's top of the line. So, guys, check it out. It's GameDayMen'sHealth.com and get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
11:20 a.m., 104.1 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app. KMOX is with you, however you listen, wherever you listen.
Do you like when we bring our friends on Saturday nights? Are they nice to you?
Leave.
Okay. Fair enough.
Welcome back, guys. You are listening to the 24th Annual Dave Glover Show Halloween Special. We're here with Mandy, who, along with Ben, owns Emmaus Village out near Marthansville, and with Frankie, who is one of the principals in Haunted Souls, who does the investigations out there. About a month or so ago, we went out on a night kind of like this. It was pretty fall-like. And the whole place just presents incredibly spooky. And then the bells going off and the machines are answering our questions. And we just played something for you where the young woman yells, "Emergency, bathroom, cold, boy, room." And Mandy, as you were listening to that, it really affected you because the story about the nurse dying in the tub is a little different according to your research.
Yeah. So what's fascinating is I've never heard that clip before, and I was listening to it just going to jump out of my seat. And I told Frankie when we were on break, that's actually not the correct story. That's the story that I had found at first too. But when I had looked into it and done my deep dive research, like I always do, what I found was that the nurse who had found Marie Sturm was the nurse who had passed away in the tub, had given a statement to Emmaus. And Emmaus had given this statement to the coroner. And her statement was that Marie Sturm was drawing a hydrotherapy bath for a male patient. Now, anybody who knows this property, it's run by an old industrial boiler system that's coal-fired. So it was very difficult, if not impossible, to regulate the temperature of the water. So they had an old mercury thermometer, and she was supposed to have checked the temperature of the water before submersing this patient. She failed to do so, according to this other nurse. Anyhow, the story goes, her statement was that she submerses the boy into the tub for the hydrotherapy. He panics because it's scalding hot. He accidentally reaches up, grabs her. She falls in, completely submerged. He takes off running. The nurse goes in and finds her instantly pass away, and they never found the boy ever again. And when I say boy, I don't know his age. I don't know if he was truly a young boy or a teenager or a man, but anyway, he was male. But there were several stories where there had been patients who had escaped and never been found again, and he was one of them. But that's the story of how she passed away, and that's why when I heard this segment, I couldn't believe it. I was jumping out of my seat.
Yeah, I'm now wondering, maybe it's not cold. Maybe they're saying coal.
Oh, yeah, maybe. And who knows why she was giving him a therapy.
Stoked too high. But that's why the forest behind it is haunted. We have a lot of death certificates about exposure out there too.
Yes.
So there's a lot of that forest has definitely got something going on in it.
Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, you will hear these machines start calling out the DGS by name.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, basketball is back. And Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make entries and win money right now in Missouri. Playing on Underdog is easy. You just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on points, rebounds, steals, and many other stats. Get your entries right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. That's how simple it is. Download the app today and use promo code TOM. That's really important. Again, download the Underdog app and use promo code TOM to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code TOM. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
At 4:30, this newscast is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. We've got 60 degrees. The feels like is 53 downtown at the Arch. This just in, could the St. Louis region be getting a new airport?
A new request for quotes from Jefferson County calls for an airport consulting service to perform a site selection study. Jefferson County Executive Dennis Gannon says this isn't expected to be a competitor to Lambert, but rather a smaller airport for smaller flights.
There's a lot of corporations that come and go from the St. Louis area. And, flying in and out of St. Louis, obviously, in a corporate jet, they can either go out to Spirit, out towards St. Charles, or they can go downtown. But this is just another option.
The RFQ says the project is expected to be funded by and contingent on the Missouri State Aviation Trust within the next 5 years. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
Some Chicago neighborhoods are creating safe trick-or-treating spaces this Halloween as they fear immigration raids.
Governor J.B. Pritzker asked the feds to temporarily suspend immigration enforcement operations this weekend, but Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem shot that down.
No, we're absolutely not willing to put on pause any work that we will do to keep communities safe.
So parents and community leaders got the city's permission to close off streets and post volunteers at intersections. Little Village Community Council President Baltazar Enriquez organized a trick-or-treat zone so kids can
have a good old time and not be afraid.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
In response to rising utility bills, Illinois lawmakers pushed through a sweeping energy bill. Here's Mallory Vorbroker.
The Clean and Reliable Grid Affordability Act aims to bring down electricity bills for Illinois households in the face of a rising demand for energy due in part to the addition of large data centers to the state. The plan is to boost battery storage and to activate more wind and solar projects to help curb increases. The Illinois Manufacturers Association warns the energy legislation will result in rate hikes for businesses and consumers. Governor Pritzker said in a statement the bill is an important step to making our electrical grid stronger.
Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index. To Stifel we go, and Kevin Monton.
Hi, Michael. Thanks. The markets actually bounced back a little today. The Dow tacked on 40 at 47,562. The S&P gained 17 at 6840. NASDAQ was positive 201 at 23,783. And the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was up 2 at 1586. Stocks to the upside, Emerson gained 2% at 139.56, and Post Holdings was up the same, 2% at 103.93. To the downside, Cigna was off 1.1% at 244.41, and Spire was negative 1.2% at 86.40. Finally, Stifel up 0.5% at 118.43. This has been Kevin Monson, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
From the Saliga Heating and Cooling weather desk for tonight, Halloween evening, temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s for trick-or-treat time. Overnight low 39. For tomorrow, we've got sunshine, maybe a sprinkle, and a high of 55 degrees. Right now it's 60, feels like 53 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, if you're traveling through North County on westbound Highway 270, they cleared that crash at Lindbergh, but 170 northbound is still stopping on pockets from 70 most of the way up to 270. It's just unwinding from since they cleared it. Westbound 70 still have a little slowdown at the city limits. Both sides of Highway K bogged down A to Z, and approaching Forestel to a point west of there, that's all slow. Westbound 64, Kings Highway headed out through Bellevue is pretty busy. There's some slow stuff now from about Boone's Crossing to the bridge, and again 364 out to Highway 70. South 270 north of Olive to Ladue, and south of 44 down to Gravois busy. Southbound 21 looks like they cleared that crash north of M. Southbound 141, 13th Street all the way down to 21, pretty busy. Southbound 55, a little busy. Gasconade Bates between Z and McNutt, there's a couple of slowdowns. Westbound 44, a little busy past the bridges. Westbound 64 jams approaching 158, and then it's slow from there out to Greenmount. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
From your friends at Lombardo Homes, congrats to Dave Glover and the DGS Show on 25 years of building something great. Thanks for keeping St. Louis entertained, informed, and laughing all along the way.
Tell you guys about Mark Cantor, Cantor Injury Law. Going to bottom line this since we're in the middle of the Halloween show, but accidents happen. I just had one about 6 weeks ago that I really got lucky that I wasn't injured. But if you're injured in a car accident or medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, products liability, anything where you've been injured that you think it could be someone else's responsibility, Mark Cantor will let you know. You sit down with him. He's going to listen to your story. He's going to give you his analysis of the facts and the law. If he accepts your case, he will forward all of the costs, which can be substantial, sometimes in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's his responsibility. He's never going to ask you for that, and he only recoups it and gets paid anything if he wins your case or settles it to your satisfaction. Call 314-628-9999 or CantorInjuryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar and dinner is free.
It's going to be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, will be hosting his Taxes and Retirement Seminar at the Twisted Tree on November 4th and 6th. From the big beautiful bill to taxes on your Social Security, Steve will not only cover the hurdles you'll face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
The DGS Halloween Show continues. Presented by Lore Wine and Spirits. Try Ghost Tequila today and bring your Halloween celebrations to the next level.
Welcome back, guys. Happy Halloween, 24th annual DGS Halloween Show. We went to Emmaus Village, which was built back in the mid-1800s and was several things but eventually became a place for people with mental and physical maladies. And it was incredibly active while we were there. We have Mandy here, who is one of the owners of Emmaus Village, and Frankie, who is with Haunted Souls, who was with us that night. So probably the scariest point of the night to me was when we went up to the cell where Mad Albert lived. And Mandy has done the research where she has found Albert and his family. And Albert, for some reason, was put into a tiny room with no windows in the door, and kept there to some degree, whether it was constantly or that was just his primary place where he stayed for 13 years. And to occupy himself, he wrote all over the walls in pencil, but they painted over that. But when Mandy and Ben bought the place, the paint started chipping off, and you can see the writing. And after the show, we're going to post a bunch of videos and pictures for you so that you can see all this stuff for yourself. But as we walked into the cell, one of the voice boxes called one of us out by name.
So another piece of equipment that we like to use is a mag light. And it's one that you could just buy at the store. It has to have a twist top though to it. And then you just twist it to where it just barely shuts off.
Pardon me?
Okay. You can stop it there, Rich. So the thing says Rachel is here.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's unbelievable.
it had already finished number sequences and letter sequences and said a lot of things that were relevant to the night, to Emmaus Village. And then it says Rachel is here, and that won't be the last time that it calls one of us by name. Let's do sound number 25. And we're kind of rushing a little bit because we only have until 5 p.m. We have a lot of stuff to get through. They have this death whistle. It's the most horrible thing I've ever heard.
Man.
And when we were at the tub where the nurse lost her life, someone blows it. And here's kind of what all that sounded like.
The reason why they found her, so she was drawing the bath this way. Obviously, that was put in way after. And they heard her keys hit the tub. And that's how they noticed that she was in here. But this is the bathroom that she passed away in.
Well, look, this thing ripped over.
Yep.
I'm good.
Worst sound I've ever heard.
Wow.
When you're standing next to a tub where someone lost their life. Then we heard, and I'm not going to play it for you because we just don't have time, but when we're looking at the tub, we hear this whooshing sound of water. And was the water not supposed to be on?
There's no water that we know to in that building. So.
Okay, so
I didn't know
all of us heard it, right? Andrew, you can jump in here too.
Yeah, I picked it up first on just my recording while I'm, holding the mic up. I start to hear this like kind of water sound, and I don't really think much of it because I just, water and pipes, whatever. But then it was, I think Frankie pointed out, like, does anybody hear water? I was like, yeah, no, I'm picking it up on the recording.
And then we kind of followed it around. And after a couple of minutes, it stopped. And that was very strange. And then on the third floor, one of the things that scared me was, Frankie, you say that the third floor has a lot of activity. Mm-hmm. You call them crawlers.
Yeah.
And that you think it's actually spirits that visitors bring.
Correct. There's a lot of times when you're investigating, there's a couple different theories on crawlers. One is manifestation. So if you're bringing a lot of negative stuff to a location and that negative stuff impacts other negative stuff, it could create these egregores, it could create these crawlers, these elementals, and that becomes this negative mess that eventually gains more energy and can then manifest. And some psychics, some mediums can actually see these things. Once again, that's all theorized. And then so in that one particular, in the building that we're in right now, which would be the SETS building, we have very good paranormal investigators. So Penn Paranormal came in, and they're really smart with this type of stuff. They know a lot about crawlers. They're like, there's something going on here. And it's a trickster type of thing. It's not like an evil thing, even though it'll say it's evil and like when you're doing Estes with it, but it intends no harm is what it always says too. So
at some point we find this underground cavity, and 3 people lost their lives there, correct?
Yes. There was a elevator maintenance man that was. I'm looking at Mandy now at this point because every time I say something, it's like
no.
Yeah. So we had elevator maintenance man. There was a prisoner got trapped behind it, and they found him. And then there was a girl that they used to put behind there that was blind. It was a terrible story. And we're still trying to get like clearance on that entire story. But we did talk to one of the nurses. That was a more recent thing that had happened. I mean, she's in her 70s now, but she remembers specifically that they would put this one child who was acting up in that where we put Kevin.
So we put Kevin in that room. I mean, it's completely closed off. It's completely pitch black.
Yes.
3 people died down there. Kevin's the bravest of us. So I'm going to play you a couple of minutes of sound of what Kevin was doing. And then when we come back from the break, I'm going to play you what Kevin missed.
All right. So I'm all by myself if there's anything you want to talk about. Hello, is that what you're asking me? Hello? So who am I talking to? I'm not understanding very well. So maybe I should start with a simple question. How many people are here? Are you saying don't? Okay, so let's do this. Do you guys want to play a game? Okay, I think I heard yes. So here's the game. What number comes next? If I say 10, 11, 12.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to play for you what Kevin missed during the time and then wrap this up with Mandy and Frankie. DGS Halloween Show.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
Well, heading home on westbound Highway 70 is not bad this afternoon. Barely a slowdown at Jennings Station. After that, it's just a little busy past Highway K, A to Z, and there's a little slowdown eastbound actually coming through Forestville, but just all slowdowns, and it's not much there. Westbound 64 Kings Highway headed out through McCausland's busy, and from 364 out to 70, still bogged down at a couple of points. South 270, looks like we have a crash right before Gravois, so you're backed up just south of 44 down to it. North 270, a little busy past Page. Westbound 44, the right lanes are slow coming through Lindbergh. Southbound 55 between Gasconade and Bates and right through Highway Z, a couple of slow spots. And westbound 64 still on the brakes at 158. And then from there, it's still slow most of the way to Greenmount Road. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com traffic center.
KMOX proudly supports the Mutual Awards, returning to Stiefel Theater Saturday, November 22nd. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event, hosted right here in St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the show celebrates the year's greatest moments of sportsmanship and those who embody class and character. Experience the extraordinary moments and people that make the Mutual Awards an event like no other. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
I'm going to tell you about Michael's Baths. Mike is a great dude. Just a family guy, works with his hands, just an artisan kind of guy, blue collar. And he did all sorts of construction and kitchens and stuff. And then 30 years ago, I've not asked him this question, why he stopped. But 30 years ago, he said, I'm just going to do bathrooms. Having no idea, how could he know that this would become like a cottage industry and national companies out there like Bath Fitter and 3 Day Kitchen and Bath and stuff. He goes against them every single day. He's usually 50% less than what they are. He's locally owned and operated. He's a family business. He has 10 crew. So you're probably talking about, 25, 30 St. Louisans making their living from Michael's Baths. If you're a disabled veteran, you can get a bathroom remodel for little or no money out of your pocket because of a VA benefit. 636-775-0800, michaelsbaths.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you. So choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th. So go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are discussing breast cancer with Dr. Debbie Bennett.
It makes a big difference who's actually interpreting the mammogram images that you get. We make sure that we have an expert team of breast radiologists that specialize in reading mammograms to be sure that we can get you the most accurate read possible.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.wustl.edu.
For 25 years, the Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive has been a dependable resource for impoverished men, women, and children in the bi-state. Together Credit Union is proud to team up with the Kurt Warner First Things First Foundation and Operation Food Search for the 25th Annual Warner's Warm-Up Coat Drive. From October 20th to November 2nd, new and gently used winter clothes of all sizes will be collected at all 14 Together Credit Union locations to help keep our neighbors warm during the cold winter months. For more information and a full list of donation locations, visit kurtwarner.org.
I'm Maria Kina. This is KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 24th Annual Halloween Program. So we went to Emmaus Village out near Marthasville. We've taken you through some of the things that the machines were saying, words that made sense. They finished number sequences. They finished letter sequences. They were saying a lot of things that were relevant to the property and to the investigation. We talked about Matt Albert, who was kept in this tiny little room and covered the walls with pencil writing, and it was painted over. Then the paint chipped off, and now you can clearly see it and see what he was writing about and talking about. And then at the end of the night, when we're all pretty frazzled, we put Kevin in this crawl space, and you heard him kind of talking back and forth to this machine. And then this is what he missed.
So I've never been here before, but do you guys hear any names? Did you hear the name they called me when they asked if I wanted to sit here?
So it says Kevin.
I missed that completely
And
in
you
real
missed
time.
it.
The only explanation I've been able to come up with is I'm trying to hear every one of the little noises, and there's a little static here and a little piece of something there. I think I was just behind. Like I was probably 2 or 3 noises behind in what I'm thinking about, and I'm just like, it's not there.
Rach, will you play number 33, which is just the word Kevin? Just play it a few times so people can hear.
Yeah. Give me 1 second here while it loads. I also think, Wheels, sometimes when you're in that situation, I think a lot of people don't, it just kind of goes past them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in that situation before during our investigations where it's like, how did I not see that?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes that's just the way it is. Okay, here it is.
I mean, What's that? 4 seconds after I asked what they said my name was.
So, as the chief skeptic on the show, what did you think of the night? And what did you think of that?
The night was fascinating. It's obviously, it's a disturbing place. I mean, as far as like, there were bad things that happened, and that part of it is not. It's impossible to avoid as you're hearing the stories that you guys have been telling, and you're kind of going around the building. And when I was in the crawl space just by myself, it was pretty quiet. It was peaceful. Like there's nothing weird going on. I just felt like I was just talking into nothing.
Yes.
And I don't have an explanation for that. I had the machine sitting on my lap. I had the recorder in one hand. I had that on there. So there's no other interference. There's nothing else going on. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's dark. I can't see anyway. So I don't have an explanation for how that happened.
So Mandy, as the owner of the property and someone who lives there, what do you take from today?
I mean, it just never ceases to amaze me. I will tell you, just when I think I've heard it all, I hear the next thing and I'm like, I can't even believe that, but I can at the same time. But yeah, to skeptics, I think it's, if you really would like to be open-minded to paranormal or even not, come out, check it out, because it's something that's going to change, I think, the way you think, no matter if you believe or not.
And I mean, for me, it was, I left the Souls. Me and Jeremy left the Souls. We are now just working with Emmaus Village because we want to concentrate our time with them. We love the Souls. We'll always be Souls. But we just really want to work with Ben and Mandy to make this place the #1 place. And I think we have the potential to do that. So I'm coming on as basically director of coordinating events and media. So having you guys out there doing the Bigfoot stuff. It's 30 minutes in my backyard. I can be close to my daughter, close to my garage where we have our haunted cars, and we're probably going to put a couple on the property, and just help other big teams come in and blow this team out. It's open to anyone, any person with a paranormal team, any smaller team that wants private investigations, or if you're just one of those single guys that's out there, male or female, that just want to do the thing by yourself, we also offer that now too.
Okay. Rach, your thoughts?
I mean, it was such a heavy experience being there, and then hearing more about the history today. It's just all kind of coming back. Having my name called out, hearing Kevin's name called out, it makes you wonder, like, why? Like, why us? Why not Andrew or you or, Frankie? I'm going to be turning this over in my mind all night.
All right, guys, we are going to put some more stuff together for you. Believe it or not, we didn't get to a lot of this stuff, a lot of the sounds, and we have a lot of very, very cool, creepy video that we're going to post. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it creeped you out. Everyone have a safe and really fun trick-or-treating tonight. Happy Halloween from the DGS.
If you're trying to sell your home, there's only one group of agents in town I trust, Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system, options, and strategies to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. Check out thegelmanteam.com.
Hey, Dave, this is Susan L. Ward, and my law firm and I want to wish you congratulations on your 25 years with the show. I am really, really glad that you left family law practice to me, and here's to 25 more for you on radio.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.